love the show. I love you guys. Fucking, let's go Jets. Jets, Jets. I love the show. I love you guys. Fucking, let's go Jets. Jets.
Can't all be beautiful.
Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride.
You're in the danger zone.
Totally, macro.
How was that guitar solo, Deuteronomy? Wasn't it fantastic? That was actually me. You know, I had to go off camera, but I play that intro every Friday. It's just me. It sounds identical every time, but that's just because I know it so well. You know, wait until Murph's here one day. He'll get, you know, his fiddle, his banjo incorporated into it, and his rocking chair on a creaky ass porch. You know, it really blends together nicely, especially with some squealing pig, you know, on the bobby. Hey, welcome in everybody to the Danger Zone. It is Friday night. It's our night, baby. We are one, and we are here. And let's cook, because guess who isn't here? Guess who is running late? That banjo playing fool. He's running late. He'll be here as my dog is fighting to get in the room that I closed the door on. Come on, babe. Come on. She's a glutton for camera time, I tell you. What's up, everybody? Though it's the start of the weekend. How was your week better now that the draft has come and gone? Are you operating at a higher caliber because Darren Muji was last week? Was he? I mean, maybe you don't think he was. Got to flesh it all out tonight. We got Alan Dodes in the house, man. Welcome. We got Bill. We got Greg. We got Rich. We got Mo. We got the whole gang, man. We just don't have Murph. So make sure you remind him of that. You know, definitely bust those balls. Trying to get to 666 subscribers tonight. Hey, why not? It's a nice round number, right? Something like that. But yeah, dude, a lot to talk about tonight. We're gonna get into it all. You guys have not heard from me since Sunday with Chaos, and even that was 90 minutes. And I talked for Chaos, so 90 minutes. I talked for 9. Yeah, just teasing, man. Actually, Sunday's show is a blowout. The most people we've had here all at once ever. 60 on YouTube. Maybe we can do that again tonight. Maybe we can do it Sunday night. I don't know. Maybe we'll never do it again. But if you missed last Sunday's show, still check that out because it was good. Chaos was a little long-winded, but you know him, right? But yeah, Legend Modine back in the fray. Gotta love it. Afram's here, man. Coming off the heels of a fantastic Jets worldwide production. Good to see some people filing over here. Got 17 here already. It's kind of weird. I feel like I need some help, and Murph's nowhere to be found, and I'm drowning. And oh my God, I'm just teasing. Go lay down. I can't do this with you on my lap. Anyways, yeah, what do I look like? Mike Vrabel? Come on. Chaos Unleashes Sunday. Alan, 2027 mock draft. No, man. We got to savor this one first. We'll get there, man. Give us till like week 3, okay? Oscar, maybe the nicest, kindest, heartwarmingest chat I've seen in a while, man. He come in bright and early and he said, I've been waiting for this since yesterday. Oscar, man, I appreciate you, brother. I hope you guys do at least enjoy the program. I know me and Murph have a blast creating it. Scott was here all last weekend. Afram was here for half of it. Speaking of which, I actually give me one sec. Still getting my ducks in a row. But I wanted to shout a few people out who were here late last week and helped us out. Let me maneuver some stuff, unlike my intro, which I botched. There we go. Everybody who appeared on screen last weekend, man, I just threw them on a scroll as we do. I didn't pop it into Chat GPT or Grok, like I think 99% of people do these days. I actually did this by hand. I actually drew this on a sheet of paper. I threw it on a flatbed scanner. No, okay, maybe not that, but yeah, lengthy list. I'll say that. Probably as lengthy, if not more than the year prior. So just awesome, man, because I couldn't just sit here. 18 hours we did in 3 days. And it would have got very old very fast if it was 18 hours of my voice. So really, really shouting out these people. Yeah, they were all one of one, man. And if I made a list of the chatters, the font size would be 2. So, I did save you from that, but you guys know who you are, man. Appreciate you guys and appreciate these folks here for joining live, live camera, live mic, giving their takes. It was a fun time. Bear with me one sec. I got to find out where this jabroni is. Okay. He says, "Oh, I told him 9 an hour ago, which is not my time, his time. I told him his time zone to be here an hour ago. He said, all right. Now he says 9:10. Bro, it's 9:13. Come on, bro. Come on." Of course, just kidding. Just giving you guys a minute to cook. We got 20 here. And all 20 of you folks, I would love to see bust this guy's balls because you've been here. Where has this guy been?
Hey, this guy's been around, all right? I've been around. I had a last minute beer run I had to do. I get up to the office and cat puke in the floor. And then I'm like, clean that up. And then I'm like straightening things up. And I'm like, I go to open the laptop and I'm like, shit, my office chair is gone. It's downstairs. I had to go carry it upstairs. It's a whole thing. Anyway,
Jesus
just one of them
Christ,
nights.
man. What are we going to do with you, man?
But either way, welcome to the Danger Zone. I'm late. This is early. And it's nice to meet you all.
Yes, sir. Not to be confused with Ernest, who I might, model my physique after. I'm early. Murph, before I got questions, man. I got many questions, a lot to chomp on tonight. I don't even think we need to research any of it. I think it's just going to come naturally to us when we're just spitting, we're just talking, man. The chat's cooking. It's just going to flow, man. I know it. I can see it now. Me and you both have to work tomorrow. So, it's going to be an 8-hour stream probably, just the way things go. But
if Scott comes in after I leave, yes.
Okay, fair. And then
probably will be.
From after that, maybe I'd get to 7. I don't know, man. But anyways, how was your week, sir?
It was good. Pretty chill week at work. Nothing too crazy going on with that. Yeah, really, there's not much different this go around. I was really tired when I came home today, and I took a nap, and that's part of what threw me behind because I slept later than I meant to. So I guess I was tired, but it really wasn't too bad of a week. What about you, Dane?
Not bad, not bad. I was asking the chat before you got here, that entire time you were not here, I was asking them this, but now I guess I can ask you. Was your week brighter this week, knowing that we got some new shit going on, man? Is it a palate? Was the draft palate cleansing for you? Is kind of what I'm asking.
The palette gave me something to look forward to. So if you're looking in terms of like the Jets and like how I'm feeling about them, like I was as down as anybody, over this whole off season, the second half of the year, so on and so forth. And to finally get, and we got a little bit of that with the free agency, although there was like no big names and stuff like that, really. I guess you could say maybe Minka, but we've got a little bit of that with free agency, and we kind of built some depth, right? And it was like, okay, I can see, we're doing a little something here, but we got to get some talent in here, some real deal talent, So we enter the draft. We have 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. Next thing you know, trade up, that's a 3rd first-round pick. And we hit 3 positions that I wanted to hit in this draft, like within the first couple rounds. Like, they were high up on my list, edge rusher, wide receiver. Tight end was a little lower, but it was still something that I had mentioned on this show. I said, listen, Mason Taylor is a fine player. I like Mason Taylor. I'm rooting for Mason Taylor. But I think Mason Taylor will be an excellent number 2, or at least a guy that can complement like your Darren Waller type of tight end, that pass catching vertical threat type of guy. What we do, we got that exact type of tight end in the building. One of the fastest we've seen in the draft, like in the combine, like a dude just with immense athletical, he's an athlete, and he showed his last year in Oregon that he can produce. So, you get him with Frank Reich, you get him learning from different guys. Even Mason Taylor could probably teach him a little bit. He's been in the year, or he's been in the league a year, whatever. Awesome. So anyway, we upgraded our talent. We have some talented guys that can complement the guys that we have now. We have some depth. It gives you a little bit of, dare I say, hope. And I'm still not out here saying 10 wins, baby. I'm not doing that yet, but I'm just saying, like, hey, I have something to look forward to now. At the very least, I can look forward to these guys and how they progress and how they look this season, because maybe the next year it could give me that type of hope, that whole 10-win type deal, whatever. So, yeah, I'm feeling a little better about it. If we're talking Jets football, I'm talking a little happier than I was 3 months ago.
Dude, the grass is greener, the scents, the aromas all smell. Dude, December killed me, man. I think a lot of people can probably say that. As great as it was to tank on paper, the actual art of doing it was equally as terrible. So yeah, it was a palate cleanse. Yes, I think also like changing over the front office was as well before that, and free agency was as well, and trading Jermaine and all that. Like it already became a new vibe. But then you had that draft. I think it just hit that home for us. I really do, man. I also am chilling on the 10 wins front, although I don't think there's a lot of people who aren't. They're letting their freak flag fly. Sorry, that's tough to get out. But they are, and it just, for me, I love the team the way it's shaping up on paper, but I do have to bake in new scheme, new coaching, new players predominantly, but also we're a little thin in some spots. Like as good as the starting lineup looks in a lot of ways, it's a Garrett Wilson, 6 week off. It's I don't know, a Joe Tippmann 6 week off. Things can crumble fast is all I'm trying to say. On paper, though, it does look great. If we had one game to play, I would like them in a lot of matchups. Not all of them, obviously, but the thing is, you got to learn the system. You got to gel. You have to get like cohesiveness going, and the season might be half over before that takes shape. So I am chilling there, but I do love the trajectory that we are on this week as opposed to 2 weeks ago. I do think we've made up a little bit of ground. We should have. We had twice the picks that were premium. But I also think we made the most out of most of those picks as well.
Yeah, I think we did, and it's funny because like initial reactions, and then like when you take a step back and analyze everything once it's all done, it can be totally different, right? Like after that first round of the draft, like although we did kind of end on a high note with the trade up for Cooper, I was still like, man, they're like at both our first 2 picks, there was guys I wanted more. But when I take a step back after it's all said and done, and then seeing the rest of our haul as well, I'm like, it could have been much worse. Like it's not like I hated those guys. Like I've said on this show that David Bailey is a talent. Like he is a talented pass rusher. I just liked Arvell Reese more because I think he had a higher ceiling. But that doesn't mean David Bailey isn't a guy that can potentially go out and have 12 sacks his rookie year. Like he is a guy that can do that. Like and then Kenyon Sadiq, like I wanted Mekhi Lemon, of course. I was very high on him. That was my favorite receiver in the draft, even over Carnell Tate. Although I don't love his attitude, he's kind of odd. That was the only thing. But like as a player, I liked him as a player. Um, but Sadiq, I didn't hate Sadiq, and I said, previous times in the show that I would love to pair him with Mason Taylor. I would love to pair another guy. I wanted Kyle Pitts in free agency, but maybe we got Kyle Pitts light, or maybe maybe Kyle Pitts is Sadiq light. Who knows? Whatever. We'll see
Right,
how that
right.
goes. But I'm just saying, like, I didn't hate when I took a step back from it and let it all sink in. I'm like, it's not a bad draft, you know.
Not
But
at
if you
all.
had asked
Hold
me,
that. Yeah,
go
good.
ahead. I was gonna say if you
Well,
had
no,
asked
finish.
me at the end of the first round that night when I'm going to bed, I'm like, oh man, this is shaping up to be like a C plus so far. You know what I mean? After everything's all said and done, I let it settle and I think about it and I'm like, okay, I'm at a B, like a solid B, not B minus B. Like, give me a B. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was a good draft overall. It's not perfect. No draft is, but
No, no, and I'm with you. I'm with you, man. We got to get back into this, but man, I got some breaking news that I got to get to, Murph. So you just bear with me 1 second. Murph, we have a new super chat. Cha-ching.
the cadence to the thrusts was perfect. that was great.
Bars, Murph.
You know what?
Just
Just because you
riding the
nailed that,
wave.
Dane. Just because you nailed that, Dane, I'll do one tonight for you and Scott.
Hey, Scott chiming in, $5 super chat. He says, "Where is the bourbon?" There it is, Scott. Uh, Wild Wave chimes in. He says, "Dane, don't ever do that again." Hey, if there is another super chat coming in, I mean, see, a lot of shows they try to stoke in the super chats. No, I'm gonna go the other way.
You're like, no more.
Oh God, that's funny.
From
Oh, dude, fun times, man.
we can file that one away for never again.
Oh, just wait. Anyways, yeah, you said it. B. So you've come around to a solid B. I mean, is that just after day one, or is that after the entire thing where you feel it more C-ish, or yeah? Where was the timeline there?
Actually, both. I would say if I was grading just round one, I would give it a B. If I was grading the whole draft, I would give it a B. Like I'm right there for both.
If you are, and we'll keep going, but I do want to ask you while I'm thinking of it. Like, I think a lot of people fall prey or fall trap to like overly scrutinizing round four when they do create a entire grade. Do you feel like that's like, is that fair? To or are you in your head thinking, okay, round one's most important, it's the most weighted in this grade, round two a little less, round three a little less, four, you know what I mean? Like, how do you calculate that in your mind?
I think that I don't expect anything out of 5, 6, and 7. Okay, round four is the last and the least likely of the four to produce like real contributors, right? So I do weigh that, and I do. That is part of why it's not a B plus or an A minus. You know what I mean? Like that factors into things, how things went, and we can break it all down if you want. But I understand people's like their how they were discouraged by how round four went. I understand it, and I share that feeling, to an extent, maybe not as much, whatever. But at the same time, like you can't throw the whole draft away and say, "Oh, you fucked it all up." No, no, no. That was one round. What? Two players? Was it two players in that round?
Yeah, we had 3, but it became 2. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So it one round, two players. I'm not going to throw the whole draft away just because I don't agree with how he approached it. Um, do you want to just get into round 4? You want to talk about these guys?
Let's do it, man, because I do know that there is one caller we haven't had in months and months that's going to be calling in tonight and giving us probably his full, overview as well. So let's get to it, man. Do you want to set it up or do you want me to?
I can set it up, but
Why
I don't
don't
know the exact specifics. Off of, like I only wrote down just so I had like
you
something to
know?
look off of to remind myself, but I don't have like the trades in mind exactly.
No,
Um,
here,
the
hold
two
on.
players we came away with.
I mean, I don't have the trades either, but this will help.
Well, I mean, I got the players. The two players we came away with was a defensive tackle from Florida State named Daryl Jackson Jr. Uh, just quick overview, raw. Like the good word for him is raw. Needs coach, got potential. One of the longest, potentially strongest MFers in the draft. He is. You talk about freaks. This dude is a freak. His length, I can't remember what the wingspan was, but it was well into the 70s. The guy is. He's what you want in a perfect defensive tackle, but also you want your guy to have a little more games under the belt, a little more coaching under the belt, and to be a little bit more technically sound. Anyway, moving on. After that, 7 picks later, I didn't know that, so thank you, Dan. You did contribute there. Congratulations. Anyway, we traded up and gave our other 4th round pick, because we had 3. We gave our other 4th round pick to trade up to 110 to take a quarterback. Cade Klubnik from Clemson. Talking about alliteration for you. Anyway.
Yeah, I see you.
A lot of people aren't loving it. A lot of people don't love Cade Klubnik. I don't hate that it's Cade Klubnik. I don't even hate that we took a potential backup quarterback in the 4th round, because that's important. That's an important position. You're fooling yourself if you think otherwise. Quarterbacks get dinged up all the time. You need a guy that can come in and hold the fort down for a game or two, hopefully not more than that, but so it is an important position. I can understand why you spend a 4th round pick on it. I just don't love the idea that you had to trade away your other 4th round pick, because what did I say earlier? These 4th round picks are the last chance at getting like real contributors, unless you just get lucky and get a gem late. It happens, I know, but it's not that common, not for us at least. So you traded away your other chance at getting a potential contributor, real contributor, to get a guy that a lot of us think, if you'd have just waited until your pick came, you could have got him, or even the second one. So some people think you could have got him in the 5th or 6th. I don't know if I believe that. Darren Muji knows more than we do. He knows how other teams are grading these guys and stuff. Maybe not exactly, but these guys have an inside scoop on each other. All teams do. The Bills have sniped us how many drafts in a row, like they get an inside scoop on this stuff, and we do on them too. So I don't know if he would have been there in the 6th round, guys, maybe the 5th, whatever. I don't care that we took him in the 4th. What I care about is that we gave up something to move up to get him, and we gave up as much as we did. Like we gave I can't remember, it was the 49ers. We gave them a 5th round pick to trade up from the 2nd to the 1st round. I know it was only 3 spots, but that's still, the higher in the draft, the more points those picks are worth. We only gave up a 5th to go there, but we give up a 4th to go. I don't know how many picks it was, but it's in the 4th round.
So
That's what I don't understand.
We had 128 and 140. 128, 140 merged together to get up to 110, but we did get 188 back. Or something to that effect. I mean, long story short, 2 4s for a better 4, but and a 5. So at first we didn't know that we got that 5th back, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why did we just give a second 4 or our final 4 to go up 18 spots? Like, I was annoyed, but then I saw the big board, and I'm like, okay, there's some talent here that I won anyways, and yeah, I wasn't thinking. I mean, hey, here's the thing. I had to tell myself, I didn't think of it at the time, but like just rationalizing or green glassing it, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, we had our choice of all those quarterbacks, right? If they weren't named Mendoza or what the Aller or what's the other guy's name that went to the top of round 3? Simpson, though, obviously. The guy with the
Carson Beck.
yeah, with the eyes. Yeah. Um, after those guys, we had our choice and we made it happen. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think we can all agree on one thing. Yeah, we didn't like the value, but we can all agree that Muji earned that, right? Like, he earned way more than that, but he just he burned a little nibble of it. Okay, chill, folks. He earned that, and I bet you, he continues earning shit. So I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, but also like personally, I'm gonna grade it the way I feel, and I guess I'm less harsh than most because it is a 4th round pick. It's 2 4th round picks, man. Like, I loved days 1 and 2. I wish there was more on day 2, obviously, but there was so much on day 1 that how can you argue it? Um, at the end of the day, Daryl Jackson, I don't know, but I bet you any money Dunbar liked him, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
And
you
then after
trust a guy
that,
that's a vet like that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And Cooper might be something. Like, I'm hearing great things about him. VJ Payne is a fucking sledgehammer back there. Will all these guys pan out? No, but there you can see why they drafted most of them, and the logic tracks, and we just got to see if their track record tracks. Like, we'll see. This is the first Darren Muji full on scout team performance that we'll be circling back to a million times probably the next couple years.
Yeah, man. And it's like you said, we don't know shit until like 3 years from now, and then we'll know how this draft really went. But anyway, Muji got his guy, like you said, he earned it. He earned it just by, in my opinion, kind of robbing the 49ers with that. Oh yeah, we'll give you a 5th to move up into the 1st round. Like, that's it, dude. That going from the 2nd to the 1st is super important because you get that 5th-year option. I don't know if people think about that a whole lot, but like, that is really, like, that's value to me. I know it's only 3 picks, but that is value to me. And he only gave up a 5th to do it. You earned the right to trade away a 4th, dude. Do what you got to do, because in my opinion, he should have gave up a 4th and a 5th to be able to move up those 3 spots. So he earned it. Whatever. And then as far as like, I feel like, okay, we got to get into the actual player. Cade Klubnik, Clemson quarterback. Just the quick overview, like 2024. If you would have asked anybody after the 2024 season, Cade Klubnik's 1st-round talent, right? Oh, this guy's I saw mock drafts. I see people bringing them up still to this day. The receipts, baby. 1st overall in mock drafts, like what those way too early mock drafts and stuff like that we see. 1st overall pick and stuff, things like that. So you can't deny that the kid's got some kind of talent if he at least impressed people to that extent. 2025 rolls around, Clemson falls apart, right? And I make sure I say it that way because it's Clemson that fell apart, including him. But I'm not going to say Cade Klubnik fell apart. The whole fucking team was a mess. Like, it just was not working out. Things was not working out. But you got a guy, and it's like, what's different between us taking Cade Klubnik in the 4th, and then the Steelers taking Drew Aller in the 3rd? Drew Aller's got a bigger arm. I'm not going to deny that, but it's just like Drew Aller. They took him because he's talented, because he has something that you can mold. Why not the same with Cade Klubnik? He's talented, something that you can mold. We don't even expect him to be our starter. We have 3 first-round picks next year to get our dynasty franchise quarterback. We're just looking for a guy that can be a long-term backup for us, in my opinion. And if he's anything more than that, then friggin' excellent. But nobody expects that. I don't, at least. There might be some Jet fans out there that are like, oh, I'm in. Yeah, I've seen, Tank for Ty and other streams, Chubb for Club. Yeah, like, I get it. Nothing wrong with being positive. But it's, 4th round pick for a long-term backup. He's shown the talent. As long as pieces are right around him, I'm down. I don't think it's that bad of a pick, in my opinion. I just don't love the moving up for it is all.
Murph, we have a new super chat. Cha-ching.
Do you have your voice recorded onto the video? Okay, I didn't know if you were doing that live, because I was like, that's pretty impressive if you're nailing that live like that. Okay.
Super chat from the one, the only Mo Dean. $15. I didn't even know $15 was possible. So, like, shout out to you, Mo. You had a way of like making that happen, man. Chiming in, he says last week was wins. This week is number of losses. I don't know what he means. Do you?
That feels profound as fuck. I just don't know how to take that. I need to meditate
Is he
on
asking,
that for a bit.
does he want us to put a number to it? Maybe he asked us last week how many wins, and now he wants to know how many losses. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh wait, maybe. Okay, never mind. He did $2 last week because it was the number of wins. So,
oh man, that's rough, Mo. I see you haven't changed, my good sir. I can't wait to see what Mo is like when we make the playoffs. Like, will he flip the script and be like, you know what, I'm down? I can't wait to see positive Mo.
Same. Agreed. I
Because
think
negative Mo is already infectious, so I'm ready to see positive Mo. I think that'd be fun. 15 losses. Hey, I understand. Like, I understand people that's being negative. I understand that, like, you don't trust the coaching staff. I really don't either. I don't trust the man behind the coaching staff and, like, the main guy himself, Aaron Glenn. He hasn't proven it to me, and he can, though. Like, there's still an opportunity. But I'm still, like, really, like, I got my trepidations about it. So, but he brought in some more experience, Frank Reich, guys that have done it before. Although I don't think Frank Reich is some Hall of Fame freaking offensive coordinator like some people do. I still think he's a guy that's done it. He at least has an idea of what the hell he's doing, unlike Nate Hackett. So in my mind, he at least improved some of the pieces around him, and hopefully they can help prop him up. And I would hope we win more than 2 games. If we win 2 games, dude, by week 11, Aaron Glenn's gone, I would imagine.
Is it more is it, does it soften the blow knowing you'll have the first overall pick in the draft and 2 more first round picks?
Well, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but, like, in the moment, though, it's like, are you talking about after the season? Because after the season, whatever, I've already had all the shit talked to me by all these Sixburg Steelers fans around here. I've already heard it all at that point. I'm already beaten to a pulp. I know. We suck, whatever. after the season, who cares? Whatever, you know. But like during the season, when we're like I said, week 11, and we got one win, you know, or something like that. I'm feeling really bad at that point in time. I am not feeling good at all.
Agreed. You know what? I think we need a fresh voice up in here, Murph. What do you think?
Yes. I think you should bring on a guy that goes by, you know, 2 initials.
I like it. I like it. Let's see. Can I get a thumbs up if you're ready? All right, let's do it, man. Let's get some more positivity up in here to cancel out the Modines of the world.
Or
By
maybe
the way,
not.
Mel, yeah, or maybe not. You're right. Tune in to find out. Modine, are you a Finns fan, Pats fan, or a Bills fan? Because I don't know, but
Dude,
if we have
I
15,
don't think he is. I think he is a Jets fan that has just been beaten down over the years. Because Mo's got some years under his belt. I don't know how old he is, but he's got some years under his belt. I think he's let the beatdowns get to him, and he's just, you know, where guys like Afram are able to brush it off, like Mo is like, nah, I'm done until they prove it to me. So I think Mo is actually a Jets fan, whether he wants to admit it or
that
not.
listen to that. I like that. By the way, Mo, before I get to the caller, Modine just donated a membership, and I was just thinking to myself, God, you guys are lucky there's not a few more thrusts in there because it would have worked for this as well.
No, no more. I love my guy
uh,
Charles, but damn.
Mo, love you, brother, for real. You yeah, see where where he falls in line of the Jet fandom that's all over the place right now. The one, the only, JT.
Yo, what an intro, my guys. Holy shit. Appreciate you. Cheers.
What's up? What's up? I cheers, yes, by the way. Mm. The guy like has probably been to more games than anybody I know between all the NFL sports. JT, he is a
I love
busy
going to
fella,
games.
but he is enjoying life, and I love that. How are you, JT?
Good, man. Speaking of just going to games, me and my buddy just planned a road trip today, 6-hour trip to Raleigh to watch the Flyers and the Hurricanes first game of the playoffs. Because tickets are cheap over there compared to Philly. We're both Flyers fans. So we're taking a drive.
A Flyers fan, a Jets fan, and a Flyers fan. That's an interesting combo.
Flyers are the only team that are not New York that I like. I just didn't start following hockey until I lived in South Jersey with my friends who were all Flyers fans. And they just got me into hockey by watching the Flyers. So naturally, I just became a Flyers fan. But I
Okay,
wasn't into hockey
because
until I was like 15-ish. So like it took me a bit.
I'm still not into hockey. Like I think I would like it, but I just can't get in. I don't know. I haven't. I need to really put the effort into watching some games and stuff. But it's all Penguins around here, man. So I don't know.
If you would have watched that Flyers Penguins series, you would have enjoyed that. That's why
Yeah.
my voice is not here. I was at game 6 when we clinched the series against the Penguins. My
Yeah.
voice is shot, and I'm going to a
I
game again
need
tomorrow.
you to be around here to talk shit to all these Pittsburgh fans for me.
Oh, I've been all up in their comment sections all week. They're all salty now. They're rooting
Dude,
for the Hurricanes, but
I think I've decided that the only Pittsburgh team I'm willing to follow is the Pirates, but I'm not a big baseball guy, so it's just like very casual following at that.
I'm
But
actually going to the Pirates Stadium in a couple weeks too.
it's beautiful.
It is.
PNC Park is beautiful. That's part of why I was like, you know what, I'll be a Pirates guy. Just because I've gone to the stadium a couple times, I always had a good time, and it was just so gorgeous. Like that outlook, seeing yeah,
Yeah.
it's just yeah.
It's a beautiful stadium. I agree. I've been there once. I went there just to go there, but this time my buddy, who one of the people got me into the Flyers, the Phillies are going there. So I'm a Yankees fan. I'm not a Phillies fan, but he actually wanted to go on a road trip to catch the weekend series. We are going for Saturday and Sunday. I was like, yeah, absolutely, hell yeah, I'll go see that stadium again.
Hell
It's
yeah.
baseball.
Well,
yeah.
moving on to the
The
real
Jets.
sports.
Yes,
The
the
real
Jets.
sport, because football is number one in our hearts, baby.
The
At
one
least
I am the
mine.
most diehard about. Yeah, I'm the most
I
diehard
am
about the Jets. I will say
definitely
that.
the most diehard about football. Nothing like a well, I guess hockey's kind of like that too. Never mind. Anyway, go ahead. Nick or JT, sorry. I saw I
Yeah.
was reading the chat. Anyway,
Hey,
draft. First, let's start off with just overall thoughts on things, how it went. If you want to throw out a grade, you can, whatever. If there's any
okay.
opinions that you have on anything regarding it, you can throw them out. But just give us your overall thoughts on the draft so far.
So I'm at an A minus. Um, as I hear more, I'm kind of creeping into like the A territory. But like, so my knocks on it are I preferred Arvell Reese, but like I don't hate David Bailey. I just preferred Reese. You know what I mean? So knock a
Fair.
plus to a regular A off that. And then I didn't really like the trade up for Klubnik. I thought we could have stuck and picked him. But then I started to hear the rumors that came out like yesterday or something like that, that the Broncos were actually looking really liked him, and we were trying to jump the Broncos. So like when you look at that, I could see why they traded up if they got that word.
Tell the Broncos to mind their damn business. They already got a quarterback. Let us have some fun.
Well, did you hear about that? Like Klubnik's apparently like roommates with Bo Nix's brother, friend, or whatever. I don't know. It's some story. There's connections, so that's why they really liked him.
Okay.
But
That I did not know that. Why is
I
this
just heard
still
about
here?
that like yesterday.
I'm removing that. I don't know why that's still there. Anyway, sorry
But
guys,
other
I'm
than
not the best producer.
that,
So I did not know that he had ties to Bo Nix, but it wouldn't. I mean, if you think about it, if Sean Payton has interest in a guy, regardless of the ties, because that really doesn't matter when it comes down to it. You know, coaching staffs and front offices are going to tell him to fuck off. Like, I don't care if you know this guy; it doesn't mean he's good. But
right.
if Sean Payton did have interest, that does kind of make me think. Like,
Well, there was interest with it too, I think.
I was like, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I wasn't the biggest Bo Nix guy. I thought the fact that he was in college forever, and a day was like a big red flag. And I was like, I don't know, it's Oregon. I think it's one of those programs where I feel like a lot of quarterbacks could do pretty well at Oregon. So I wasn't the
Yeah.
biggest Bo Nix guy. Sean Payton takes him, he starts teaching him. Next thing you know, he's a stud. I was wrong. Believe it or not, guys, I
Right.
have been wrong before and I will be again. But so if Sean Payton, it seems like Sean Payton knows what the hell he's talking about, what he's looking for, what he likes.
Right.
So,
He's always had good offenses.
so yeah, man. I that just gives me a little more, I don't know, hype on it. I guess you would call it, whatever. But I'm happy to hear that. I didn't know that actually. So,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
what
Apologize,
about
I
the
guess my
rest?
cat's running around in the background too. By the way, I see them going crazy in the back
That's
of the
all right.
camera.
Mine's to the right of me scratching at a cat post or whatever. But
Actually, I named one of them Jet after the Jets. Actually, fun fact.
pretty good. That's a good name for cats because they be getting the zoomies.
Yep.
What
Anyway,
about the rest of the draft? I
so
know that's
yeah,
the hot topic, but
so I preferred receiver at 16, and we got Sadiq. But like, I looked at Sadiq like a wide receiver 2 type of deal. You know what I mean? So when I started looking at it like that way, because his freakish like athletic ability and all that, I started to like him a little more. Like, especially being in here with everyone in here being hype about it too. It helped hype me up about the pick a little bit. Because first I'm like, and then I just it took a second. Then I was real hype about it. Um, and then we trade up for Omar Cooper, and I practically fucking screamed. Like I'm like, there's no way. Like he just kept slipping and slipping and slipping. And then we traded up and jumped to the Bills or the Niners. We jumped the Niners.
we traded up with the Niners. I don't know if we
We traded
jumped
with the
over
Niners to
them.
jump the Bills. That I think we
Okay.
jumped the Bills because I remember hearing about that. I don't remember who, but I remember hearing about it after that. People told me we jumped the Bills. But so hold on. this voice is still coming back. But yeah, so I love that we jumped up and grabbed Omar Cooper before we missed out on him. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to get to that lower tier of receiver. Because I do think, I mean, I don't follow college too much, but what I've been hearing, I believe Omar Cooper is more towards the upper tier of like the wide receivers in the draft than like the second tier of receivers. So I love that we traded up for that. Like I said, I don't follow too much college, but what I've been hearing about the guy VJ Payne we grabbed in the 7th, absolute steal. I've been hearing that guard's an absolute monster, so I love that. Like we addressed the positions of need, in my opinion. We got safety, we got guard. So I think they might use Parham to start at guard and then maybe work up that Cooper dude to eventually take over. So like I like what they're doing. I think they're building a pipeline too. Like so many young tight ends. They got a bunch of young receivers now. We got a bunch of young talent all over the roster, as well as old talent. So like, I think they're really, really building like a good roster. Actually, I love what they're doing.
I'm with you, man. I want to ask you, like, and just to not to get too far away from the draft, but like, is there a position room now or a facet of the game that you're most intrigued to see once we start, in pads and stuff?
Dude, this offense. I want to see these weapons. We haven't had a good offense in how long? The 2015 Jets were like the one good year of offense. And then before that, our offense was decent in those years when we made the playoffs in 2009, 2010, but it wasn't like lethal. You know what I mean? It was our defense mainly then. So like, it's going to be fun to see one of the most talented offenses we've seen what should be at least in a long time, in my opinion.
Do you trust Geno to lead it though?
I trust him to be middle of the pack and be 50-50, like touchdown to pick ratio, like I don't know, somewhere like 18-18, maybe
And
20-18.
Let me ask, are you wearing a Geno jersey right now? Oh, it's got a white. Who was that?
I won a Fields jersey somewhere, so I had a Fields jersey. So I decided to just be funny with it today.
Yeah,
I used to have a Geno jersey. I can't find it. Yep.
Yeah,
I used to have one. I can't find it.
I will say
that's why. But
I will accept Fields. I don't think I could accept if it said Reddick on the back, JT.
No.
You know it's bad though. Like when we got Reddick, that we probably believed more in Reddick than we did either of those quarterbacks, and he ended up probably being just as bad or worse.
What did he get? 1 sack with us? A half a sack? 1 or a half of one? I don't think he got. Yeah. It might have been a half sack.
It might have been a half. Yeah, I think it might have been. It was probably more like
such
a
bad
third.
move. My buddy in Philly was like, "You don't want Reddick," because my buddy's a Phillies fan, as you know, Flyers. So he was telling me, he's like, "You're not gonna want Reddick, dude." He's like, he's just chasing it back, trying to get numbers. He's not gonna follow the game plan, whatever the play is called. He's like, he's terrible. I'm like, all right, cool. Then all that happened. Checks out.
So back to the Geno thing. Like, I feel like Geno is a guy that has had some success after bouncing around in the NFL. It was almost like the Sam Darnold type thing, except maybe it took a little longer. But it's then, and then he goes to another team and then he doesn't have the success. So it's like, what are we getting out of this guy?
I think we're going to see more of a Seattle Geno.
I would like to think so, but I don't know. Maybe Frank Reich can pull that off. Maybe we have the weapons. I feel like we definitely have the offense.
It's the weapons.
I think that is one thing that I can confidently say. Like, listen, the Raiders' offensive line they were rough.
Booty cheeks. And we got their only decent one.
And we only have one of their offensive linemen on our team. So
he was their best one.
And he might have been the best. So I don't know. I feel like they have a tackle that's pretty solid. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Statistically, I think he was the best one, though.
Yeah, I mean, well,
he's better than John Simpson. Graded out better than John Simpson, who we had last year on our good line.
Yeah, but John Simpson was worse this past year than the year before. So, I don't know. Anyway, so you feel I am confident to say, like, we're going to give him a little bit more time, right?
Yeah.
We're going to give him a little bit more time. I am confident to say that we have better weapons. because the only good receiver that they had, they traded away last year. That was Dane's boy. So they had nobody to throw
Jacoby.
to other than Brock Bowers, who, by the way, is a stud, but he got injured.
He was injured
Yeah.
most of the year. Yeah, that's what I was gonna
A good
say.
chunk
So
of the year.
he did play 13 games and he had almost
Barely.
700 yards.
He's on
700
my
yards.
fantasy team.
Okay.
All
Okay.
I'm trying to say is
But
Gino will target the tight end if they're good. So, can
yeah,
Sadiq get 600? Maybe.
yeah. Maybe Sadiq 600, Mason 5. Who knows? But so I am confident to say we got a better offensive line. We have better weapons. I don't know if we'll have a better run game, probably because their offensive line sucked last year. Maybe you would consider Genty better than Brees, whatever. I can't even argue that one way or the other, but I do feel like we're going to get a better version of Geno Smith than we saw last year with the Raiders. The question is, do we get a good version of Geno Smith? Because better doesn't mean he's still good. Um, Maybe we'll get the Seahawks version, maybe we won't. But one thing I do know is Geno Smith, even in his good years, he likes to throw the ball to the other team. Is that something that concerns you a little bit, JT?
I mean, he has to know. Like, I think he has the best line he's probably had in his whole career. I don't remember him having really good lines in Seattle, like decent, but not like really good. He had a terrible line in the Raiders, like you said. Like I think the Raiders was just so much of a shit show. It's just while everything usually goes on the quarterback, I don't know if it was necessarily all of the quarterback. If that makes sense. There was a lot going on there. Any Raiders game I tuned into, he had no time. He was just getting chased down immediately the second the ball was snapped. Every single play, I felt bad.
Yeah, that O line, like I don't know if Parham's any good. Obviously analytically he was better than Simpson, which is good, but I do got to see him in our system on our line to know for sure. I do like that Gino has trust in him. He vouched for him, but one thing's for sure, man. Even if Parham stinks,
Still
like that O
young
line's
too.
gonna there, and that O line's gonna be way better than what Gino had last year. Way better. I think
Yeah,
he was sacked like what 60 times or something crazy. Like
some crazy. And like the thing, excuse me. Wait, were you saying something, Murph?
I was just going to say also, real quick, if Parham does stink, you got a stud back there to sub in for Xavier Newman. So.
Your boy. I mean, Parham's only 26. He's still very young too. So like, you're good. Wait, your mic's like cutting in and out. I didn't hear that. Oh, you good?
he's like me when I'm not talking, I'll mute so it doesn't like cut into you. He's good.
Oh, fair
But yeah,
enough.
Parham, the youth of him, yeah, who knows what his ceiling is, right?
Yeah, and I think on top of that, like having like maybe like an average to maybe slightly below average lineman, one of them being slightly below average and the rest being above average or better, that he's not going to look, he might look average or slightly above average with the pieces around him. You know what I mean? So like, I think we're going to be fine with Dylan Parham at left guard or wherever he is, left, right. Yeah, Tippman's gonna be right probably.
The other thing is like, dude, if we're in a lot of 12 personnel and you have Mason Taylor and Sadiq there as well next to our tackles, and like I forget, I think it was Doozaball I was listening to today. He's like, the key with our 12 personnel is like you run that and they're thinking run, but like this squad of 12 personnel, we could pass, run,
Yep.
we could punt on first down like Mo Dean wants us to do. You're not going to know what we're going to do, man. So I love that because this squad it's going to be interesting to see it play out
Bro.
because I don't know. I don't think we've had a as unpredictable of a lineup as we do now. Especially like Adonai Mitchell, man. Like, who knows what the? Can you give us even like 65% of what your ceiling is? Like, I'm down with that.
Now if he actually has a quarterback to hit him with a good pass, he might be a little better because he was good when he had his opportunities, but Justin Fields was throwing ducks. I remember during that Patriots game, like those ones that hit his hands, it's like, how is he actually supposed to catch that? Like people are saying, hit your hands, you got to catch it. Brother, how? Like that was just some of those passes. I'm just ready to watch a quarterback that can at least sling it. And I think this is the best set of weapons Geno's had in his career. He's never had a better tight end. I mean, he's had Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is injured the whole year last year, just about. He played 13 games, but he was non-existent in half of those. I
He
feel
was
like.
correct. He was. I had him in fantasy too, and he
Same.
was a goose egg, man. A lot of weeks.
Still got
After
third.
the year before, he was killing. He carried me, man. It was insane how good. But yeah, I think you might be onto something with the Geno. You know, like the confidence in him, because I am not. I'm a little more reserved with Geno. The rest of the team, I'm confident, but like Geno, I'm a little worried. But you're right, man. We're setting him up to have a decently fair shot to get near his ceiling again. Even if he doesn't get there, we don't need him to, really, right?
Right, and like I'm gonna ask you this actually. So with Omar Cooper, is he more of a beat his man kind of receiver? Or is he more of like a contested catch, like you're gonna come down with the ball in any situation type receiver? What is Omar Cooper? Because I don't follow college too closely.
Omar Cooper is kind of he's kind of like a guy that's good at everything, you know, but like the only thing that maybe you could say he's great at, but I don't even know if I put the great stamp on it, but he's actually really good with yak, yards after the catch. But like I wouldn't pinpoint him as one specific. Oh, he's the guy that goes up and gets the ball. You know, the deep threat. I wouldn't put any of that. Like he's solid at all these things, but he's not like the type of guy that's phenomenal in one aspect. That's just from the research I've done. That seems to be what the guys that really know what they're talking about when they're breaking down film seem to have they say about him.
As far as like contested catches and stuff, I'm not 100% sure, but what I did read, I think on draft day was that 2020, like not this past year, he was predominantly in the slot. But the year before, he was predominantly outside. It does sound like Murph said, he's like kind of a do it all guy,
I love that.
which is good because we don't need just a slot. We have Sadiq, like he's going to be splitting time and all that. We don't need just a perimeter guy because what if AD Mitchell pops? But if you got a guy that can bleed into both spots, and Sadiq in one spot, you know, shouldering the load, and AD Mitchell in another, like it's a perfect choice, really is. And dude, you guys believe we stole him from Buffalo? Are you into that?
Fuck the Bills. Let's go. I was at that Aaron Rodgers game with 6 Bills fans and my Eagles fan buddy who was wearing Jets gear. But I hate Buffalo.
Yeah, hey, don't we all? After seeing them beat us,
I hate our whole division.
Years.
If you're in my division, fuck you.
Yeah, no doubt. If you take any solace in what Modine says, this is his opinion on Omar Cooper. Said he is good in slants, not a great route runner, not a deep threat. He was muted most of the time in the playoffs in college, and he will be as good as Elijah Moore. So take that for what it is.
I don't know when to take Modine seriously. I used to can't stand Modine, but then I started to warm up to it a little bit in chats. At first, I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Somebody put it in the chat earlier. Like Modine is like the fun kind of negative. So I don't know. That's kind of the way I look at it. I think that's a good way to look at him.
Yeah, he's funny with it. He's not an asshole. He's funny with it, in my opinion. So. Yeah, I agree. But I think our offense is gonna be fun, man. I don't know. I think we could be in like I think Geno's gonna be around like the 50% like touchdown to pick ratio range, but like I think he could go slightly above with touchdowns, maybe like 2016 or something like that. You know what I mean? 21 and 18, 21 and I mean, I don't know. I think with our weapons, he's a gunslinger. He's gonna sling it, and I think it's gonna be a fun year, that offense. Hopefully Reich is scheming something up good because I heard Reich was like the most hype about the Sadiq pick in the draft room, and apparently was on the phone saying he has like a big plan for him and everything. So like, I'm ready to see what he has in store for him because like I feel like we have a real offensive coordinator this time, not a rookie, an experienced one. He wasn't the play caller in Philly when they won the Super Bowl, but he was on his Super Bowl winning staff that had a really good offense. I think there is something to say about that. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited. I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic. You know what I mean? Like I know it can all fall apart, but I think it could be fun.
I like the way I gauge it is me versus January me. You know, like how is JT in May versus January JT? Are you still this, or talk to us?
So I was always one of the people that knew Glenn didn't have his guys in yet. So I was kind of like I was trying too hard not to be negative about it. I wanted to go into this off season with an open mind and see the moves they make. And I absolutely love what they're doing. I think Muji and Glenn are like lockstep. Like I think they have a game plan and they see the same vision, and it's starting to come together. Will it pan out? I think it's I think it's I don't know. It's possible. We'll see. But cautiously optimistic because I still don't know if I can trust Glenn 100%. You know what I mean? But like, we'll see what happens. That Charles video. Oh Lord.
All right, hold on, gang. Just bear with me one moment. Murph, we have a new super chat. Cha-ching.
The adjust at the end. I was
Money shot.
Hey,
dude.
you gotta adjust from time to time, especially if things get out of whack.
Yeah, no doubt. But I was uncomfortably close to my monitor because I was adjusting my camera when you played that the first time.
So you were adjusting while he was adjusting. I see.
Dude, I was like this close to the fucking screen. Like my camera's on top of the screen. Like I was literally, I was just like, no, my God.
Charles bringing money and laughs to the danger zone, man. He's the man. Let me just say that.
That's why JT's wearing that hat because he's got an imprint, right?
I gotta cover up the mushroom stamp. You're right.
All right, AZ Jets fan 16 chiming in with a $10 spot. He says Modine's take on Cooper is about as accurate as all the Arvell Reese lovers thinking he would go pick number 2. Drops the mic, man. What do you guys think of that?
I take offense to that. I was an Orville Reese guy.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, the guy went 5. It's not like he was like a second round pick talent or something. He still went 5, and a lot of people think he dropped because of that. Like even not just me, and I'm just some clown that drinks and talks football on the show. But there's like professional analysts and stuff that said, "Wow, getting him at 5 is a steal." So whatever. But I get what you're saying, AZ Jets fan. You don't believe Modine's take. You think it's as ludicrous as that was, but I don't think that was that ludicrous. So I don't know if your point sold for me as well as it might other people. I don't know. But either way, I think Cooper is going to be a solid receiver for us. He's not a number 1 guy, but he could be a damn good number 2, in my opinion.
I mean, he and Surratt cooked my ducks twice, so I can't really say shit. I will say, I don't think it was a stretch for the Arvell Reese lovers. I mean, thinking he would go 2. I think most people thought he was going to go 2. I don't even think most people who thought he were going number 2 were Arvell Reese lovers. I think it's just the way things were shaping up. But AZ Jet fan, I know what you're trying to say. I do. It might be a stretch. Let's just all agree that Modine's take on Cooper was trash, okay, and leave it at that, right?
I'm excited to see what he can do, Cooper. I don't know, like you said, if he's not he could be a great number two. It sounds like, but like you need that solid guy for a number two. You have Garrett, who's a clear number one, and then you have a couple number twos in Sadiq and Cooper. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, this offense could be fun. I think we're building
It,
something.
from what I hear, Brees is a wide receiver too as well.
I
That's yeah.
we,
He,
we didn't use him out of the backfield nearly enough recently. In my opinion, we didn't give him the chance. Or are you gonna say Murph? Sorry.
no, hey, no, it's a good point. A lot of people are like, "Hey, Brees needs to be like third in targets and stuff like that." I don't know if I agree with that, but I do agree with you in that he needs to be used more than he was last year. I think Brees, the only time that Brees should be number two in targets on your team, or number three, even number three in targets on your team, is when you got a team like we did last year, and we didn't have hardly any talent, able to catch the balls out of the back. So yeah. Also, I don't. We have to give Adonai Mitchell a little love too, in my opinion. I think the guy proved himself to be, a receiver that's capable of doing it. Now he may not be the guy that you can depend on all the time. He's probably never going to be a number one, but as a number three, I love it, man. I love it as a number three, and he
I
has that
agree.
deep speed that can always keep the defenses honest.
Yeah, he flashed a little last year when he got his opportunities and good throws. That catch in Atlanta against Atlanta wasn't an easy catch by all means at all. That ball was a duck, and he came back in and reeled it in like on his ass in the pouring rain.
Let me ask you this, JT, because like I feel like the most complex the random Jet fans' emotions were like after Ty Simpson went at 13, and then 14 Ioane goes, and we're creeping up, and Sadiq's still there, and Lemon's still there. You got people that were expecting Cooper at 16. You had Casey Concepcion as a possibility. Were you like, what were your thoughts heading it up, creeping into 16? Like, cause me, I'm like, oh, I hope all these guys drop. And every time a tackle goes, I'm pumped. But like, just can you walk us through? I'm sorry to go back. You might have even said this already when I was lagging, but I gotta ask you what you were like when we were picking in the teens there.
So I wanted one of the wide receivers, Lemon or Cooper. I mean, like either or I would have been satisfied with. Then we said Sadiq, and like my immediate thought was, I really wish it was like a wide receiver. And then like, I don't know, 5 seconds later, I'm like, you know what? He's a fucking wide receiver too. And I was hanging out in here and I saw you guys hype too, because I had it on my screen and I was like 15 seconds ahead of you. So I did see the pick a little bit before you guys. But but it was, but like I saw you guys get hype, and I couldn't help myself but just get hyped too. And I look at it like he's a wide receiver too. That's like what I said. I'm like, he is a wide receiver too anyway. So like, we didn't get a wide receiver, sure. And then like I said, we did talk about this when you lagged out a little bit. And then I said I was hype as hell. We traded back up for Cooper. Like I screamed, like, like there's no
Dude,
way.
there's no way if you were a Jet fan. I don't care if you were a Reese truther. There is no way you weren't happy at the end of Thursday night. Like, if you were, or if you were unhappy, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't.
If you're unhappy, you're not a Jets fan or you're a troll. There's no way, or you're lying. Like, or your favorite player didn't get picked. That's the only reason why. I
I've
feel like
seen guys that were like, "Oh man, don't take Omar Cooper at 16." Don't I've seen guys like that. Even those type of guys are like, "Dude, at 30? Hell yeah!" Like, you know what I mean? So that even those guys that weren't big Omar Cooper, geez Louise, Omar Cooper's like fans, but they were like, at 30, that's actually not bad. That's at least where he should go, if not a bargain. So yeah, I think most people were pretty happy Thursday night. And JT, thanks for hanging out in the day, watching the Danger Zone while you're watching the draft too. I was not able to make it Thursday night. Sorry about that, guys. But
yeah, no worries. It was a good time.
I popped in from time to time to check in with the guys, but I was watching the draft though, on my phone. either way, but yeah, thank you, dude. And
Yeah, it was a good time in here. I had a good
like I
because
said,
I live by myself, and like all the people I know are like an hour plus away from me. So like I don't have a lot of people around me, so it was nice kind of hang out with people. You know what I mean?
Especially ones that are like plugged into what you like. Because me, even if there were Jet fans around me, like I've been around other Jet fans, and the ones that I'm around are not as plugged in as this community, not this like YouTube community. Like we're all super plugged in.
Yeah.
So like, um,
I was
even
actually
if
supposed to
you
hang out in
were,
Discord with a buddy
what's
who
that?
like is an Eagles fan. I was supposed to hang out in Discord with a buddy who's an Eagles fan. Then he canceled like I don't know, like last second because we made plans. I hit him up and he's like, "Oh, I was gonna hang out with my girlfriend and my dad." I'm like, "Oh, all right, cool." I was hanging out in the DayngerZone. I
Yeah,
was gonna keep you
hell
guys
yeah,
up anyway, like kind of muted but commenting a little bit. But I'm just like, all right, cool. I'll just hang out with you guys then. Full
dude.
hangout.
Even that helps, dude. Like you said, you sometimes you're listening in a car. Like it all helps, man. But also, it's
I'm
good
weird.
to
I
see
love Jet
light,
podcast in the car.
dude. I get it because it makes time. And honestly, like I like a diverse voice selection. Like I get it. There's faithfuls to certain shows, even I am. But like, there's something about getting different. Like, there's so many different guys to choose from. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's nice when there's content. And dude, this week is like it's not the Super Bowl, but like it's damn near similar.
Hmm.
Murph, do your thing, man. I got you. I already know what you're gonna say. You're good, man. Um, so, do you have any questions for me, JT, or is there something that I've missed that you haven't got to weigh in on yet?
How do you like? Okay, I've been in and out of Jets land lately, so I haven't seen like all the shows 100% recently. What's your overall like opinion on the off season we've had so far? Like, are you what like 1 out of 10? Where are you at like with like overall the draft, the moves we made before the draft, the whole thing?
It I will say this, like the coaching staff changes. I was kind of bummed to see Angstrand demoted and then walk effectively. You know, I was kind of bummed by that. I wanted to see
Me
him
too.
with not Justin Fields. Let's just put it that way. But I will say, like, Boss Girl gave me the perfect word. Like the totality of what they've done versus what they had, you cannot say that it's not an improvement. The coaching staff, that is, an improved coaching staff. Also, it's not the same one, which let's be honest, that's the primary thing. It's not the same staff they're running it back. Like, no.
So you like
Um,
that they completely changed the staff up like they did, right?
Well, I mean, how many staff members from last year were you confident keeping? Like, I wasn't. I mean, how
None.
many players do you think performed to their ceiling? Like, less than one hand. Like it's sad how bad they were. Will McDonald flashed in 2-3 games and then was invisible in 12. You know, JJ same thing. Like literally there was full on months where I don't even remember Quincy Williams being out there, and then there was other months where Jamian wasn't even playing, but he was. But just invisible. So like that can't happen. And
Hmm.
sure, dude, Dunbar, I think stoked me up the most, man. I don't know if that's the right word, but like he got me going.
No, yeah.
Um, and also like I was a little lukewarm on Reich, but then when I saw Musgrave, knowing he has Oregon Duck ties and like where we could be a year from now, I had to go there. Hell, we might have went there this offseason. We didn't know when we hired him, but like, does he have ties to Dante? Maybe, but also like he's a seasoned guy. Then Seth Ryan, like on top of it, all three of them guys, you got like past, present, future, all in the building.
Yep.
Like, but also like proven guys, 2 out of 3. I love that. So like what I'm trying to say is like I feel like Angstrand last year is Seth Ryan this year, but Seth's not in charge. You know what I mean? Which is great. He can just chime in where it's valuable until he proves his worth. Maybe he's the OC of the future. We don't know. Um, but Defensive, I know like most of the defensive staff has secondary coaching experience, like the actual secondary, uh, um, which is awesome because I feel like we have a lot of moving parts in that secondary. I don't trust Brandon Stevens. We got AZ Thomas. We got DePons now. We got Rayshawn Walker coming into the new thing, like Minka, and we got Cisco. We got so many guys back there that we kind of need secondary experience. I feel like that's tailor made for us now, hopefully. The front seven, I think, is very exciting to see, come into their own. But how long does it take? But all I'm trying to say is like there are so many new things, but also there's exciting things to say about every room. So I was exciting, or I was excited about it. But then like you see the free agent class, and it's like 90% defense. It gave me pause. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, okay, we're drafting Tate, or we are doing something crazy in the first. We have to, like, we're telegraphed now, is what I was fearing. Luckily, that wasn't the case. We obviously they like Adonai Mitchell even more than us. We like him, but I think they loved him enough to portray that, hey, we're not taking Tate at 2. We're at least gonna play the board and see where it goes. But free agent class, I thought was strong. The trading was strong. It just felt like a little lopsided. And then you see the draft, and it's like, wait a minute, this, if you take the entire offseason and not each sliver like we love doing day by day bites, hour by hour bites. If you take the entire thing, not bad. Not bad.
Yep.
Not a bad offseason.
Yep. That's why I don't get too crazy myself over like the individual like moves until I see how it all like how it all like pans out. You know what I mean? Like, because like you said, like like we were like, we need a receiver. Like that was the one position like everybody's screaming like, I can't believe they didn't go after a wide receiver. Well, look what they did. They got a wide receiver 2 of a tight end, and they got a wide receiver 2 at pick 30. So like they addressed wide receiver needs right there. So like they address that need. So that's why like I don't like judging it until everything is all done. After the draft, that's when you start judging, because that's when like it really starts ramping up with like the practices. They start practicing together, start implementing the system or keeping the system going, and so that's kind of where I'm at with that. Like I don't get too crazy about like the moves up front.
It's probably why you didn't fall apart in the 4th round, right? I mean, it's the same. It's the same theory. Like, just wait and see the entire thing, and then go from there, right, Murph?
Yeah, I, it's wait and see the entire thing, and then also, I mean, like we can be a little happy now, we can be a little hopeful, optimistic, excited, but like it's still got to be tempered because like we have to see what these coaches can do with these guys. All in all, like we just
Agreed.
got to wait until the games play out.
Agreed.
I'm just hoping that the pieces that Glenn brought around him, if not Glenn himself, at least they can prove their worth and can make something out of what we got, because we have more talent than we did at the end of last season. There's no denying that.
Absolutely. We've revamped our defense completely. So like I love that they kind of went with the veterans for the defense, and then kind of they have some offensive veterans. So then now they got some young offensive guys to build up with that veteran leadership. The offense where they had the veteran leadership, the defense where they needed it. So they kind of shifted their focus there and got that defense that veteran leadership for the defense at all levels too. Mario Davis, dog.
Dude, my grandma dated him. She says he's a nice guy.
Hey man, yeah, wasn't he playing back when there's black and white TVs?
Yep.
He was on the Charlie Chaplin film, wasn't he?
Yes. Murph, we have a new super chat. New super chat. Cha-ching.
The cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
The cha-ching makes it, right?
Oh yeah.
Lou B in the house, $2. He says the Jets are almost back. Agree?
I like how he made sure to put that almost in there. He's like, not quite yet, but we're getting there. We're close. We're
Wild card,
almost
baby.
there. What does the
Cha-ching.
almost mean? And I want both of you guys to answer. What does the almost mean there to you guys? Start with you, JT.
Okay, the almost means that I think he sees the vision, and I think he thinks it's going to take a second year to actually see a well-oiled machine of a team. It's gonna start to come together this year, and then next year it's really gonna start to take off. Is what I think it means by almost.
Dude, yes, basically. Lou B, like, I think we can all agree that most of the moves we've been making are like, I don't know. I've always been it's a 2-year rebuild kind of guy, quote unquote, like 2-year rebuild. Also, like, I think we've done more than half of that already. Call me crazy. Quarterback might be half of that alone, but like, let's be honest, like the entire roster needed turned over. I feel like they turned over at least half of it. Yeah, dude, we can cook a little this year, and that's all we want for our sanity. But like, dude, the draft next year is going to be so lit. Like, it's hard. Like, it's going to be hard to enjoy this season, but also not have my eye on April the entire time because of how exciting that's going to be. Like, I got to get to that draft.
Nah, I'm excited for the season.
So, to me, the almost means one of two things or both things. We still need our fucking quarterback, guys. That's the almost. That's it. Like, I'm sorry, even if you believe in Geno and you believe he'll be decent this year, like, you still need your quarterback, and he's probably not going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league.
No.
Even if you believe in him, he's still probably not going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league. Like, it's just, Anyway, so quarterback. So almost back. Next year, you mentioned the draft. We're hoping. That's it. Arch Manning, CJ Carr, Dante Moore, Darian Mensah. I mean, the names are rolling, and a lot of them look good. So we'll see. The other thing is we still don't know if we have the coach that we need, the guy to lead this team. If we tank it out this year, and it's not quite, but we see some like flashes and a lot of different players, and we win 5 or 6 games because we're talented enough to win those games regardless. But it's like, obviously coaching is not doing it, and you got to get your guy in there. Maybe you pull like a Patriots where you hire a guy and you go to the fucking Super Bowl the first freaking year. Anyway, could happen, whatever. I'm just saying that's the almost. It's either like we know we need a quarterback. We might need a head coach. In my opinion, that's where the almost is.
Okay.
Murph, we have a new gifted membership. Cha-ching.
Okay.
The adjuster.
Glad you didn't do it again.
If he was a Marvel superhero, he'd be named the Adjuster.
Wait, Super Chat membership.
I need 2
worked.
drops now. Jeez
Louise,
Louise, I need to. I promise you, this is not a pre-recorded video, what I'm about to do, but got to do it, right?
Hey, Charles.
What's going on, Charles?
The adjuster himself.
Hey guys. Hey JT. Where's JT? I don't see him. Oh, he's right there. I saw him in the middle.
Right below me.
First off, I just want to add a little something to Daniel's statement earlier in the show about football being the real sport. As far as I'm concerned, baseball will be my number 1 favorite sport to watch on TV.
You're old school, Charles.
Everyone has an opinion.
I know I'm not trying to, shit on Daniel, saying on Murph,
hey,
but
you're allowed to have your opinion, brother.
football's my second. I've grown to love it immensely, even though football has not been the same for a long time. due to a lot of these stupid rule changes. But baseball is my favorite sport. It was actually the first sport I fell in love with watching as a kid. Granted, I didn't follow it closely as I do now until I got older. But speaking of baseball, Yankees just won 7-2 over the Orioles.
I was just looking it up. Cool. I
Ben
told
Rice
Rob to come
continues to
here.
cook. Ben Rice hit a 3-run bomb. Caballero hit a bomb. Bellinger hit a couple of doubles. Judge got a couple of hits in. It was
go
nice, man.
Yankees.
And Will Warren was cooked. He struck out 9 or 10 guys, walked at least one.
He was cooking,
Bullpen
you
did
mean?
Huh?
I think he was cooking. He was cooking.
Yeah, he was cooking, yeah.
I mean, he's no Met, right? But I mean, I guess he's doing all right.
Stop.
Hey, Mets have
Will
what, 10
Warren's a good
wins?
pitcher. I mean, I still think the
We have
best
more
pitcher
than
on the
double
team
wins
so
than Mets
far
have.
this-
Come on now.
I mean, I like what Frida's done. I like what our starting pitching has done this year. The bullpen needs some work, but I like what our starting pitching has done. I think our best pitcher so far this year has been Cam Schlittler.
Oh,
He has been
the Schlitter.
amazing. Have I seen the new Michael Jackson movie? No. I heard it was very good. I heard it's making a ton of money at the box office. Is it his son or nephew that's playing him? I forgot. But I heard it's doing good. I remember listening to a lot of Michael Jackson's music growing up as a kid, especially on the radio. He was a tremendous talent. Shame
A
what
real
happened to him.
thriller, a real thriller, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Boo.
As for my overall thoughts on the draft, I thought the Jets had a very good draft. I would probably give it an A.
Charles, one sec, brother. Got to get to something real fast. Murph, we have a new super chat. Cha-ching. Murph, we have a new super chat. Cha-ching.
I can only laugh at myself. I can
Dom
only laugh
C.
at myself.
Dom C,
I can
well
only
done,
laugh
sir.
I can only
Dude,
laugh
why
at
does
myself. I can't
it,
believe
you know
you
it?
fucking I can't believe you fucking caught that. I was actually going to be a ball breaker, and you were like, "Oh shit, Josh is shaking his crotch, is thrusting his crotch on the screen."
Hey, good for you, Charles. By the way.
Hey, you know what? It means you have something to adjust, brother. So cheers.
Oh my god, I'm dying here. I'm dying. Oh god.
So is the chat. I will say.
I'm dying right now. I thought the Jets
Charles,
had a very good.
hold on.
Charles
we had a new super.
Chippendales.
Yeah, we had a super chat though. We got to get to it. Hold on, I want to get your thoughts on it. I want to get JT's thoughts on it. It's Dom C that blessed us with that great clip. $5. He said, "Moogs put some sustainability on the roster." I like that verb there. Adding 5 guys who should start by year 2. Quarterback, linebacker, and some O-line depth in 27. And we're cooking with gas. How about that, Luby? Is that almost back? All right. You know what, Murph?
Dom
All right,
C's correct. I think we can add some more depth. We definitely need more depth in case some players go down. But yeah, I say Dom C's right on the money like he usually is most of the time.
How's that, Dom C? Is that all right? JT, what do you think of Dom's comment here? Is he cooking or about
I
us?
completely agree with that assessment. Maybe a little bit of defensive line depth too. He has a nice piece there, but I like some more depth there too. But overall, those are the main positions that I'm looking at for depth because we don't have a lot of depth in the offensive line. So yeah, I definitely agree with everything you said there.
Murph, what do you think as I figure something out here?
Yeah, hey, sustainability. Yeah, I mean, well, and I don't want to downplay it, but like when you have 3 first-round picks after they made the trade, you know, you have some talent that you hope is sustaining, stays on the team, and so on and so forth. Yes, quarterback, need a linebacker, OL depth in 2027. I agree with that. And if I can just add to it, I think we need a young stud safety. That's another thing I think we need. I
VJ
love
Payne, come on now.
love Minka. I love the addition of Minka. I really do. I do not believe in Malachi Moore. He needs to prove it to me this year if I'm going to believe in him.
We need a
Belton,
what safety?
I don't know. I'm not sure about Belton. Maybe I don't know. VJ Payne, dude, if you're picking the guy that late, do you really expect him to hit? I don't know. I'm kind of excited about the prospect of it, but we'll see.
Never know.
We'll see how things go.
Late round picks hit. You never know.
Murph, you said we need a young stud safety. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Have I got a young stud for you? Murph, we have a new super chat. Murph, we have a new super chat. Cha-ching. Damn, why is it glitching? It's glitching. Okay, anyway.
Why is it glitching like that?
Yeah, dude, I hate that. All right, Scott chiming in, $2. He said, Charles has a bat and 2 balls.
It means
He does like
I'm a
baseball.
man. I'm a man.
That's right, Charles.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Charles, I
back
promise,
to the
Charles.
Also, to Scott Foster, I am sorry if you have a love obsession with Mo Dean. I do not like trolls. I've had bad experiences with trolls before I became a YouTuber. And I will say this, trolls to me are pieces of garbage that should be thrown away and cast aside. I'm sorry. I do not hold trolls near and dear to my heart. I know people are going to say, trolls, be nice to Mo Dean. We love a sense of humor. No, I don't play no games.
No, Charles, speak into the camera and tell Modine what you think.
Modine, I don't care what your favorite team is. You can kiss my dairy hair. Thank you. Have a great day.
Damn right.
Yes.
Let's go.
Charles, we love you. We love you, man. Have a good weekend.
Also, I also want to point out real quick, the Knicks won last night big. I'm sure you caught the game of it. They destroyed the Hawks last night, 140-89. The Hawks looked like they were like, what the fuck? What should we do? How should we shoot the ball? How should we play defense?
They gave up.
They just got that ass kicked. Belt to booty cheeks.
Have
a good day, y'all. You
Have
too.
a good one.
Knicks weren't missing either. Like they were throwing like 70% like from the floor for a while in that game. I don't know what their final shooting percentage was, but they were like 70 for a while.
Look at this guy.
Hey guys.
What's up?
What's going on, bud? What's going on?
I'm not sure if putting that Charles dancing is going to encourage super chats. You may start getting the least amount of super chats in history, actually. And I love Charles.
From men.
Hey, my 4%'s gone way up, man.
Not looking good.
No, you know what? One night only, I will say. I'm not the type that's going to beat it to death. But you know what? The people are asking for it tonight. So I don't know. Well, instead of like the danger zone spiraling vortex, it's just Charles spiraling.
Windmilling.
Hey, Modine, I see you in there. So, listen, my opinion on the almost comment is, right, we still need more, right? We need to see these guys gel. They probably need a little bit of time to start playing together. And I'm excited for it, though. That was pretty intense seeing us get all these guys. I love Inez Cooper. I just love a lot of the picks. I mean, I would have picked a few different guys. I was definitely thrown off by the 4th round, though.
You were there, right?
So many guys that were available that I was just like screaming for. And they went a different way. And obviously they know more than we do. So let's see how it goes, right? But I think we're almost there. And I think by next year's draft, I mean, come on, it's going to be everything.
If you like we had 3 firsts this year, but it's not the same. We have 3 bona fide firsts next year that might all be top 20 for all we know. Like, not bad, man.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it, dude. We made it through this draft without hindering next year's draft. You know,
Yep.
so we added to the talent of this team, and I do think that we really did add to the talent of this team. And we did it without dipping into next year's draft. We didn't have to use a first next year to pick to move up 10 spots or something in the first this year. We didn't do that. We used a 5th to move up 3 spots into the first round. So I love it, man. We still have all that capital to work with next year, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Me too, man.
Let me say, Muji's ability to move around in the draft of these trades is underrated. It's not talked about at all. He is a freaking mastermind with it, in my opinion. He killed it. He recouped basically the same picks he gave away half the time he was trading. Like he was crazy with it. It's
Even
very
free
underrated.
agency too. Like when we went into free agency, I was like, this guy's leaving no holes. He's gonna leave.
Yep.
Like right now, I know we're missing like linebacker and kicker. He's going to handle this shit before we get to the season. I mean,
I have faith. I just have that faith
on those deals.
Yeah.
No one's was in the back of the draft room working on some trade coming up, and so a free agent signing. This guy's out there. I just am so excited to see this team play together. And one thing I have to say is camp don't lie. When you go to I go to like the training camp sometimes, and when I was watching Justin Fields throw that ball, I'm like, something ain't right here with this guy. But I wanted to believe in him so much. But then I know we hear sometimes in training camp is one thing and then real games are another. For me, no. Like when I'm at camp, I want to look. If the guys suck at camp, I feel like they suck during the season too. I can't wait to see Geno play and to see hopefully the Seattle Geno. That's what I'm praying for.
What do you think we're gonna get?
What do you mean?
Like if you had to put your money on it, like not put your money on, but if you like just give like a prediction, like what do you think we're gonna get from him? Like not what you want. Like,
I think he's gonna be better. I think he's gonna be better because, I think he's in the mood to do good. That's part of it, right? Training hard and being with the guys. It's different. I think in the Raiders he was just very unhappy. I think he didn't like the way shit was going, and you go to work miserable, you produce miserable shit. I think that he's going to be way better this year. He's got all the weapons. He knows what he's doing. I was really not happy when they signed him. I was like defending it to so many different football fans, but now I find myself actually believing in him, which is incredible because I think they believed in him before I did. Now I actually do. I think he's going to be fine. What were the options?
Yep.
I mean, when everyone said, "Oh, you could have got this one, you could have got that one," from where?
If you did doubt him, can we like if people do still doubt him, can we all agree that like we have made his job easier since he's been brought in?
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what we're supposed to do, right? So we got the tools, and if he's not it, then let's go get another quarterback eventually, and maybe another big quarterback wants to come in next year. Hopefully we don't even have to use those draft picks on someone. My opinion, we're not going to get a good pick next year, one way or another. The fact that we have 3, they will all land in some shitty ass spot, and then we'll have to give them all away to move up. That's why I'm so for the Sorsby thing, because if we give a pick now, a third or even a second, and then we end up having 2 young quarterbacks in the room and another veteran, and then next year take another QB, let 3 young quarterbacks of the future like fight it out. I mean, I have different opinions than everyone, obviously, but I love this team, and I really hope we do well, because the one thing that we can all agree on is we all have to defend the Jets all the fucking time, and that's the one thing that all the fans agree on. So I just want to be able to be like, when they gave us an A- for the draft, I like sent it to 200 people. Yeah, you fucks, Giant fans. So
yeah, I did the same. I was loud and proud about that because that's what like my overall grade was on it, and the fact that like the national media is like the same with it is just insane for once.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys: with everything that's happened so far, free agency draft, we added weapons. We added a new quarterback, a guy that has been known, even if he gives the ball up, sometimes he still slings it. And we're not going to count last year. Garrett got injured last year or whatever, but do we see the best that we've seen of Garrett Wilson so far? Or is the target sharing going to affect him? What do you guys look at it from like a statistics or a fantasy standpoint? What do you guys think? We'll start with you, JT, and then move down to Lou.
Well, I think Gino likes to sling the rock, so I think he's going to be finding. I think he's going to be finding Garrett Wilson downfield. Like I think Garrett's in for a big year. I think he's going to be in for like somewhere around like 1,300 yards. He's gonna definitely reach his like personal best this year. Like,
yeah, I just hope he's really healthy. Like the injury, we just don't know how bad it was. It was not like that much talk on it. I really hope that his knee really stays good. Like I know it was like not a very serious injury, and I know they sat him out on purpose, but I'm just praying that he's really truly healthy. And taking a year off of football is a long time. So, he went out for a very long time. So I really hope that he was practicing during the offseason and just like really keeping up with catching a million balls. I hope it didn't get to his head that he's G5.
No. I have faith that he is. He seems like he has a really good head on his shoulders. Like I think he's one that is so for the team, and I really think he keeps up with it. But I agree with you on that, though. I agree.
Who do you cover? Like when you're playing the Jets now, who do you cover? You're fucked, man. That's the one thing I gotta say. You're fucked. Who do you cover? I
don't want to cover this team. I don't want to cover this offense, I should say. What I will say is we still gotta like figure that shit out. But like if we can start cooking week 1 for fucking once, man. If we can split in the East 3-3,
that's game no matter who it is.
Dude, but like
who the fuck it is. It's a away game too because the Giants are playing at home. So it's going to be an away game. The Giants have last year we had the 2 games at home. So there's no way they're going to give us the 2 home openers again. So wherever we're going, I just hope we win the first game because
Nashville,
like the Jets are back. You're fucking
Nashville. Good point.
I'm going too. I'm going to Nashville.
I think a lot of people will go to Nashville. Like I know probably 50 people that'll go to Nashville if it's in Nashville. Like in even the first few games.
But I have a buddy down there, so I'm going to Nashville regardless.
But you're planning a defense against this offense now. It's like, oh shit! All right, leave Mason open. No problem. We'll get you too. Leave him open, and he'll get you. AD.
That's a good point. Dude, Mason might have a sneaky year. Mason Taylor might have a sneaky good year because everybody's so focused on Sadiq, the tight end. They're going to forget about Mason Taylor.
Dude, if he could give us Conklin out of the tight end 2 position, I'd be happy. I would.
And I hope they work it out with Brees because I'm not a Brees fan only because of his tweets, not because of his play. But if he does find a way to be happy, I love that he can catch. That because now it's another weapon. It's like fuck. And we got to hope Braylon is really. I mean, he looks the part every year, but we need to see him really be good because then you could use Brees differently.
I'm excited to see how Braylon looks this year. Sorry.
Well, no, I was just thinking like one thing we also don't take into account is like a lot of our our new stars are so young. They should automatically be better the next year. Like if our tackles take a step forward, if Tippmann settles in even more, if, I don't know, Brownlee adjusts to the scheme or AZ Thomas, like that's not even counting the new draft class. So like you can make strides. Hell, it's been done time and time again. We always ask why we can't, but like I feel like this could be the time where it might be feasible to take some massive strides in one off season. Maybe I'm green glasses, Jay, 3 siblings. Jay is already saying we're sucking off Muji. So
sure.
I don't know, man. How can you not if you can't be happy in this moment, I don't know when you will be unless it's November and we're 8-3 and Favre doesn't rip his bicep off the bone or something. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what I like, that they did some small deals with people so they could see if these guys are really good. And then you have the cap space to lock them in early. Like, it would be very shitty for them to let somebody that's playing really good go to free agency again, or even have the thought of it. I think, like, if you see people that are killing it for us, lock them in, get a better contract, and then you have that cap space in the next year's draft. I mean, we should be really fucking cooking by next year. And that's what I mean by almost.
I agree with you there.
Johnny boy,
Very good point
about that. But I'm excited.
We have 2 more callers. Do any of you want to hang around? You're welcome to. But I want to give you the out now before I bring in some more bodies.
No, I just wanted to say hello and explain
Oh,
my
yeah, for all of
almost theory. But guys, have a great night. Keep up the great content and fucking go Jets.
Go
Hey,
Jets,
thanks
baby.
for coming
Go.
in, Lou.
Of course, guys.
Lou, let me just say, like, you represented us well out there, man. Like, for real. When I saw you on TV, I was like, damn, that's how I would want to do it, man. You did it. So I'm proud of you, man.
I just wanted everyone to, like, see everything that was going on.
You're everywhere,
I'm
man.
very
It's
lucky
awesome.
to be able to be in there. So I was like, I got to show this to everybody, my friends, everyone that's on these podcasts, even Modine out there talking shit. But
hey, man, you did it right again.
And experiencing it with Johnny Boy and Boy Green and Boba Jet and Jake and the whole party and all that stuff we just had. It was crazy, man. I hope everyone goes next year. It's going to be in the, where they do the inauguration down the strip of in Washington, D.C. I'm already planning a Jets event there. Me and Jake are already, like, setting it up.
I'm 2 hours from Washington, D.C. I might have to go.
Oh, everyone has to go. The one thing I want to say is we did not have a lot of Jet fans. There was 805,000 people, and we made friends with every single Jet fan that was there. I'm dead serious to tell you this number. We might have had 300 Jet fans in the entire draft out of 805,000 people. And Johnny Boy and these guys will tell you there was not a lot of Jet fans. We cannot let this happen again. We just cannot let this happen again.
No. Dude, and next year's gonna be lit, man. Like,
yeah, but book a room like a half hour away, so it doesn't cost you a lot of money. Book it in advance. I always look on Priceline. I try to get my shit for cheap. Book it a half hour away. Take an Uber into town because they lock down the town, so you can't drive over there anyway. There's no parking or any shit like that. So book a room far in advance. You'll pay very cheap. And then just get your ass there, and it's fucking wild, man. It's Comic-Con for football fans. It's crazy.
Well, hey, you're right. It doesn't need to happen again. We need to have a bigger turnout. But what does need to happen again is we need to get another Lou B call in again sometime. Okay, so hey, you're welcome, man. Here anytime, brother. Yeah,
I watch the show all the time.
Having a couple drinks and just BSing some ball, dude. Just like we do at the bar or anywhere else, So you're always welcome in here, Lou B. And thank you, brother, for calling in and representing us.
Hope to see you guys at some meetups or some games. Anyone that goes to MetLife in the chats, I'm at every single game there. I try to go as many away games as I can, but I'm always at MetLife. So anyone that goes there, you're not alone. You could join my tailgates, and I had a bunch of Jet fans with me, ton of them.
Oh yeah,
love it, man.
See you guys later.
Have a good one, man.
You too, man.
JT, sticking?
I'll stick around for a couple minutes. I got a long day. Actually, I might call it. I got a long day tomorrow. I got to get up at 7 and start heading to Raleigh for the game tomorrow.
I feel you, man. We both got to work in the morning too. The chat's cooking. JT, man, thanks, because it was nice to have you on and take calls. Like we could all kind of just rotate questions, man. Oh man, Johnny feeling
boy
some
said
type
don't
of
leave.
way.
No, I'll stay on. Yo, John. Actually, no, I'll stay on. Yeah, let me talk to Johnny real quick.
Absolutely. I got to get Afram in here too. He's been waiting. Let's just do it all, man. And JT, you can pop whatever you want.
Afram.
Hey, Murph, how are
What's
you?
up, Afram?
Johnny
Johnny?
boy.
How we doing?
Yo, JT, what's
Poor
going on,
Johnny,
guys?
he's in a private chat like, no, don't go.
Don't leave. No one leave.
Lou, JT, he's like, no.
Everybody has to go to DC. That shit is going to be nuts. Like it's going to be crazy of a time. I'm going. Like that shit's like literally a couple hours away from me. And
I have to. I'm 2 hours from it.
Where are you at? I'm in Virginia.
I'm in Lewis, Delaware.
Yeah, so you're yeah.
You're in Virginia Beach, right?
Yeah, I'm Virginia Beach.
I'm passing through Virginia Beach tomorrow, bro. Let's grab a beer.
Yeah, hit me up. Hit me up.
Yeah, around noon. I'm gonna be there around noon. I'm leaving Lewis around 8.
How long are you gonna be out here for?
I'm going to Raleigh for the Flyers Hurricanes game. We're driving straight to the game and then go right back home after.
Yeah, I got my kids' game in the morning, man. So
I'll be
there.
No worries. Yeah, that would have been awesome though.
Hell yeah,
we'll swing that.
I mean, if you wanna, swing by the.
On the way back, want to hit up a Waffle House? I'll be back there around like fucking midnight.
Oh yeah.
You guys can do
Let me
it out
know.
at the Waffle House.
Or grab a bite and watch people duke it out or something.
Or we could watch Ice Spice get smacked again.
Hell yeah.
Chat, spike the like button if you're enjoying the show. I have another caller as well. I don't know. 6 too many, guys. Can we share the mic if I bring a 6? Okay. I think you guys want to. Let's
it's a party.
do it,
Come
man.
on.
Go ahead.
All right.
Friday night.
It is. Hey, we're Jet. Hey, and we're Jet fans, and this is like on the heels.
Am I close
of
enough,
our
Dayne-O? Am I close enough?
Closer,
no, not
please.
enough. I think you need closer, Ephraim. Come on now.
Who's that guy on Asman that does that too? It's like
David T.
Yes, dude. It's like, can you come a little closer? All right.
That was funny, Dayne-O.
Hey, I got you, man. All right. Without further ado, this guy knows ball. See what he's got to say. Maybe.
C.
What's up, bro? Love
What's up, guys?
The draft guru.
Awesome.
Nice hat.
How's everyone? All right?
Good.
Good, man.
I'm kind of upset. I'm kind of upset. I'm not gonna lie. Because we didn't fucking get Dominic Zavada. Stupid.
Who did?
No, somebody did. I think it was Detroit.
The Giants.
The
Giants
Giants
signed him. Yes, sir.
Dom,
Yes, sir.
what do
Yes,
you?
sir.
What I talked to you, but not everybody was here then. But like, what do you think of the way the draft is shaped out? Like, are we justified in feeling good this week?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, we're always in the midst of misery. Why not feel good for a little bit? Like, there's nothing really to feel bad about after the draft, especially when Mookie did his thing. You know, he moved up and down. He read the board right. He, went after the guys that he wanted. He knew that he could, back up a couple spots and still, land with D'Angelo Pons. I tend to believe the rumor that I heard draft night, and that it's since come around that the Jets were planning to stick at 44 and take Jacob Rodriguez. However, Miami took him a pick before him, so they moved down. And it's funny too because Jacob Rodriguez is a little bit undersized, and if Glenn's following what he did in Detroit or how Detroit built their defense, Jack Campbell's a bigger linebacker, a bigger, more physical, does his duty, coming downhill in, between the tackles. You need a bigger guy there. Now, Demario Davis is a little bit bigger, definitely than Jamie Sherwood. And, Jacob Rodriguez kind of falls in that undersized, like kind of sideline to sideline guy. So I don't know if that was schematically a real good fit. But you like the intangibles that a guy like Jacob Rodriguez would have brought this team in. And we don't know what the true linebacker mold of what Aaron Glenn wants because he didn't draft a linebacker. I think, on paper right now, I think that you still need some depth at the linebacker room. I think you can probably still, use to add a veteran wide receiver, whether or not they play a lot or I think there needs to be another veteran presence just to add, something to the room.
That could be a June 1 cut.
Yeah. It's you got plenty of time before the season starts. You know, I mean the vet there's a ton of veterans that still haven't signed. They're probably some of them are gonna wait until camp or sit out camp, this, that, the other thing. So outside of the linebacker room, I think the team is improved. I don't think the team improved much, past free agency in the linebacker room. I'm curious to see Demario Davis back. I think he's a good player at some point. Father Time's going to catch up. You just hope that's not this year. I know I'm in the minority, but I think Hiko Mayano is a player in the league. I don't know if he's a full-time starter. Again, he was only a 5th-round rookie draft pick last year, so I think that he's got some chops that can probably take some snaps, but there's no saying that you can't improve on or improve the room or put somebody in there next year that can challenge him a little bit. So all in all, pretty happy. David Bailey wasn't my guy, but I understand why they why they went after him, and I think they hit it out of the park with the next few picks. I really was I was shocked, pleasantly surprised at Sadiq. And again, I was a little bit lower than him on most, and I didn't like the pick at 16. However, once he came back and got Cooper, it kind of made sense. So I'm happy with that. I think you needed a dynamic piece in that tight end room, and I think that's exactly what Kenyon Sadiq can do for you. He's an extremely underrated blocker as well. You can put him I could see him in Frank Reich's. Frank Reich is a power run guy. West Coast offense with power run principles, runs a lot of misdirection, a lot of counters and stuff like that. I could see Sadiq being that insert blocker, that wing back that fills in and is the lead blocker and counter, kicks out on the tight end. He's a very underrated blocker. I think
he is a good blocker.
Yeah, I think he's a little overrated personally as a route runner, but underrated as a blocker. So he still adds a dynamic piece that you didn't have in that tight end room. Mason Taylor's great. I love Mason Taylor. Don't get me wrong, but think best comp. The best comp I can give you is the Bears tight end room. Right? We just added Loveland when we already had Cole Kmet.
I love that. If anybody got a question, go ahead, Murph.
Well, I was just going to say, you mentioned how, the Sadiq thing, you're like, oh, man, that maybe a bit high or whatever. And then when we traded up and got Cooper, it was it made sense because we don't know what's going on around the league. But a lot of times, Muji, and not just him, but other GMs, I'm not, putting him on a pedestal, but other GMs, those guys research what these other teams are looking into, who they like, different things like that. So maybe Muji knew that, hey, Sadiq isn't going to make it to the late first round, but Cooper will. So maybe that's why he did it. Maybe he likes Cooper more than Sadiq for all we know, but he just knew that it was going to work out that way. I don't know. But either way, it made sense after you saw it all. And we got to get to the next one after those guys, Dom. I really wanted to get your opinion on this. Pawns, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people have said, and I never really understood this, but people just, it's like they slap labels on coaches and what they like and things like that real quick. And it's like, oh, yeah, Aaron Glenn likes those long, lengthy corners. And I'm like, well, who said that? Did Glenn say that? You know what I mean? I don't know. Well, and then we go and draft a guy like Pawns who's 5'9" on a good day, right? But he's feisty. He's I've heard a lot of good things about him. So I wanted to get your take on Pawns and how he fits into the cornerback room. And screw people for putting labels on things because we're just going to take the right player. How about that?
Well, I think Glenn in his initial, stand at the podium when he first got hired, he talked about the players that he liked, and he talked about being defensive backs, especially his corners, that are more physical, that are able to survive on islands and press. So and then he drafted, a 6'3" AZ Thomas. So signed a 6'2" long-armed Brandon Stevens. So I think everyone just kind of put that mold. And truth be told, when you talk about physical press man corners, most of them are bigger, bigger bodied cornerbacks that have that, that long arm physicality in them. I mean, those are the guys that usually hold up best in press. Now, there are exceptions. Aaron Glenn was one of them. I think DJ Reed. People think DJ Reed was. I think DJ Reed was for the Jets and still is a hell of a player. But he was an off-man corner. He was his own corner. He didn't fit. He wouldn't fit perfectly in this system right here. Now, the thing with Pons is I think Pons absolutely can. I see him more as a fit in the slot, and even more so, I see this defense really coming into its own, kind of offering a lot of versatility. You talked about Murph, you talked about what the league is doing, and people are trying to ying when the whole league is yanging. Think about it. When we were kids, at least me and Afram, when we were kids, we watched guys run up there in power I and run the ball 3-4.
When I was a kid, you were a baby.
Yeah, 3-4 times, 3-4 yards a time for the whole game, right? And power I and stuff like that. Then it became like the spread and the air raid and all that stuff became big, and defenses started to counter that. That's why nickel is the new base defense, dime, sub packages, multiple defensive backs on the field. That's how you counteract that. And then you get the teams like Buffalo, like the Rams, like Philadelphia, who have really counteracted that kind of switched it up by going to 12 and 13 personnel. So what are you doing now on defense, right? You're putting bigger bodies. You're putting you see the move to put more explosive athletes at the slot, bigger guys that can really fit the run. You see Nick Emenwari do it. You see Kyle Hamilton do it. Those guys are now becoming. That's the new norm, and that's how you play. You want to run 12 personnel against me? Well, I'm going to put a safety out there who's going to be all over your tight end and stuff like that. So I think what the Jets did is they offered a lot of versatility to themselves. Pons can do a little bit inside and outside. I think he'll probably stick inside. And between him and Brownlee, when you're in your sub packages, those guys fit the run as good as linebackers. You know what I mean? Forget about the coverage skills, but it's just the way that they're the physicality that they play with, the ability to tackle, their ability to tackle in space. Those are the things that Brownlee and Pons do so well. And then you have Minka, who I don't know what we're going to get out of Minka. He's 29. He's probably peaked as a true, stud in this league. But I think he's going to definitely be serviceable, and I know that he's going to start out as our Nick Emenwari. The plan was to have him as your big nickel in run with three safeties in certain personnels or lined up against certain personnels. But now with Pons, I think you don't have to do that all that much. You can put Minka at sometimes, in single high. He's better than Cisco, that's for sure. He's better than Malachi Moore at that spot as well. You also have the cornerback that they signed from Chicago, who between him and Minka and Pons, you now have the ability to turn the ball over, which was so lacking last year. We didn't do it at all, but it has been like a thorn in our side. Just gives a lot of versatility. So there's going to be times where I think Pons lines up outside. I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea that Pons is going to be battling AZ Thomas for the starting role opposite Stevens. I think it's going to be Pons in the slot with Stevens and AZ on the outside. That's how I would line it up personally.
I think Minka brings that his experience and his leadership in the locker room as well.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
key because they need that. They haven't had that in a while.
Sure,
they need that. That's what the Mario Davis does as well. So, hey, it's very optimistic because everyone's being very optimistic from what we see.
Yeah, and the thing, Murph, with Ponds too, like you want a team full of D'Angelo Ponds, right? You want that kind of, what's the old saying? It's not the size of the dog, or the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog.
Right.
So and
like that. Yeah.
He brings that. But calling it like it is, he's still only 5'9". If you line him up, on the boundary, especially against some of these bigger, longer, physical X prototype receivers like the Mike Evans of the world, or the AJ Browns, T Higgins, like he's going to be at a disadvantage. Now, will he lose every rep? No, he won't. But he's going to lose some, and that's just the nature of a guy being bigger, stronger, and longer. So I think you have to really pick your battles when you're going to do that. Like I expect Ponds to be on the outside when they go more, when the call is more zone based or off man, so to allow him to play reactive and break on balls and make plays like that. But in the situations when they're going man across, I expect Ponds to be in the slot.
Dude. Pond Sadiq all summer in a slot.
Yeah, I know.
I'll watch that. Like JT, I know you didn't have so long. Is there maybe a question you want to pose before you go?
No, I was actually just looking at the time, and I'm probably gonna hop out of here. But appreciate you having me on, everybody. You guys have a good night.
Good,
Jets.
Have fun tomorrow, the game.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for hanging out,
enjoy
JT.
That. Absolutely. Appreciate you.
See you, man. All
Poor
right.
Johnny. He's had his hand up there for a while.
Yeah.
We got to give him a chance. What's up, Johnny? What did you guys say? Something about Ponds or what's going on?
No, so Dom, glad you came on, man. But I wanted to ask you guys all this. Well, but I'm gonna now gear it towards Dom. So it's two. Who was your steal that you thought the Jets got in the draft? And then the second question is the Sorsby conversation. If that happens and he comes out in this supplemental draft, would you take a swing at him if it takes you a third or a second?
Yeah. I'll answer that part first. I think Brandon Sorsby, if he comes out in this draft and not, commit to go back to Texas Tech, I think he's a first round pick. I think he's a first round pick that wouldn't have started right away, kind of a la Ty Simpson. I think that he's a guy who's 6'5", 230 pounds, very, very athletic for his size. Dual threat in that physical with that physical style of running, that Josh Allen dual threat, not the Lamar Jackson dual threat. He's got a really live arm. It's just it's not all there yet. He still needs some fine tuning. He had to play a lot of hero ball. So if he can get out of the habit of forcing the ball into bad opportunities and taking, either throwing the ball away or just taking what it's giving you instead of always trying to make a play. And it sounds stupid to talk like that, but it's the truth. Like most of his problems aren't of the physical or talent nature. It's of the mental. So if you can clean up the mental part of playing quarterback or get better or grow on the mental side, I think you're looking at a guy that can start in this league for sure. So would I spend capital on him? I absolutely would. We have three first rounders next year. I would bet a second. I would bid a second if he came in. And then because again, that second round pick does not preclude you from taking a quarterback if you're in the range or if you want one next year, one of the bigger names. And then you're talking about a quarterback room that has Sorsby, that has Cade Klubnik and whatever rookie you're going to bring in. You know, maybe not ideal in the sense of well, not so much leadership, but experience.
Mm-hmm.
But Kate Klubnik started almost 50 games in college. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the guy's a quarterback. You know what I mean? You know, the quarterback that you're going to draft next year, just hypothetical, you know, I don't care if it's, you know, Moore or CJ Carr or Arch Manning. You know, by the time that next season's done, those guys they're all going to have 30 starts under their belt. You know, or just about. I think Arch will be a little bit under that, but so you have Sorsby has a ton of starts too. So you have that experience. You just don't have pro experience, and that's where, you know, the quarterback coach is going to come in a situation like that. John, the quarterback coach would have to be huge. You know, now am I confident in Aaron Glenn? You know, developing these 3 young stud quarterbacks? Probably not. You know, probably not. But
that's not his job. Would be his offensive.
Well, it's his job to an extent because it's on his watch. It's on his watch. You know?
That's why he put in Reich to do that job, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there are some elements he needs to be there for, like just the accountability and the way you go about things. But like the actual quarterbacking, I would hope it's not his job. But I'm with Dom though; he oversees it all, so he's definitely a big impact of that.
Yeah.
I mean, BG had the guy Don Hudson on this morning, and he talked about Klubnik a lot. And it really was eye-opening to me in the sense of some of the stuff that he was saying. Like, this kid still needs to develop. He still has a lot of stuff that he needs to go through, but he's being put in the best position where he doesn't need to be that guy right now. Does he have the talent? Can he do it? 100% yes. This kid's going to give you your all. When I heard him say some of these things, I was like, oh shit, this kid is saying that, like, hey, he still needs some development. He still needs this. So, I mean, with the 4th and what we got with him, I hope that he comes out and he becomes a good backup for us, because you still need good backups.
Yep.
Right. And then now this whole Sorsby conversation is coming out, and there's legit people out there that are saying no to it. They're just like, no. And I'm like, this kid is a really good player. But you're right, Dom. Like, can Musgrave, can Frank Reich, Aaron Glenn, it is under his wheelhouse at the end of the day. Can they develop these guys? I think so. I think with all the weapons that they've put in place right now, I like what I see, man. So
does the gambling issue come into effect?
Yeah, it's probably going to affect him. Like, you know, I was asked the question if what I would do. I would absolutely put a second in for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if a team will put a second in for him.
Yeah.
You know, I think it'll probably.
Would you do a second at plus 100?
A second plus 100.
He's gambling.
The gambling aspect.
Oh.
but that's the other thing, right? Like, a lot of this stuff has, like, we really don't know the whole news in regards to the
Klubnik. Here's the reality: Kate Klubnik may never be our starter. You know what I mean? But if you know, and again, I don't necessarily hate the player. I wasn't a big fan of the process and how you got to that player, but you know, I'm not in the war room, and like I said, I'm not going to think that none of us here should think that we know anything more than, you know, what was happening in the war room. Like they had clear conviction that he wouldn't be there at the next pick. So if that was the guy that they circled and honed in on, I have no problem with it. I don't know if he'll ever be a starter. It's probably, you know, if you get a long-term backup that can come in and not be awful when your quarterback gets hurt, you know, and hold down the fort and manage a game for 2, 3, 4 games. If you get that out of him, I mean, it's worth a day 3 pick. Absolutely.
Would you say, Dom, that if we were to get Sorsby, let's just say it happens, right? And do you think that changes the dynamic of the draft next year completely? And it's like we got all these 3-1s that they could utilize for everything and anything. I mean, Jeremiah Smith, I think you said it right. We need another vet wide receiver, but this kid is coming out is potentially, they're talking about him being the, I don't know, give me like the.
There's 7 or 8 guys, Johnny. There's probably 7 or 8 guys coming out in this draft. Off the top of my head, as we stand here on May 1st, that would have been number one overall picks or number 2 overall picks would have been, some of them arguably the first non-quarterback taken in this draft class. So the class comparatively, it's apples and oranges. The talent level of the guys coming out next year to what we just went through. This was arguably one of the thinnest draft classes in a long time. There was guys taken in rounds 5, 6, and 7 that would have been UDFAs in years past. But we only had literally a handful of true juniors come out. They all stayed in college. And where in the past, you'd have 50 more draft eligible true juniors that come out and really, or come out and with the majority of them being, rounds 1, 2, or 3 picks. So it just pushes everything back. It was a really thin draft for not being very deep, especially at certain positions. I thought the Jets did a good job, And like I said, you can complain. I think it's fair criticism to not really respect the process of how they went and got Cade Klubnik. But again, in 4 years, if he locks it in as the backup quarterback, for good, then it's worth it. You see these guys, backup quarterbacks are getting locked up for decent money and for longer terms. You did it with Mac Jones, even though he was, a veteran at that point. The kid from Chicago just signed last year he signed a long-term, backup quarterback contract for like $4, $5, $6 million a year. You see how important the backup is to hold stuff down when the quarterback misses some time, something like that. If you can get anything like that at Cade Klubnik, then to me, the losing a 4th round pick is worth it, especially losing a 4th round pick when you're getting a 6th or 7th round, true grade on a guy in round 4. So,
yeah. Dom, the big fella, we had to get to this. Big fella sent a super chat earlier, and he was talking to Johnny, but I also want to get Dom. Obviously, you're the draft guru, and these college prospects probably better than anybody on this panel, maybe even in the chat as well. Will we get Tate Sandell next year, bro?
He's a kicker, man, from OSU. He's a kicker. He's a kicker. So
he's a kicker. Probably.
They know that I want kickers, man. I've been like, because we got the kid from BYU right now. I mean, the only thing that I like, he does hit 70 bombs, so.
Yeah, but when did we get that kicker, Johnny?
Where undrafted.
Bingo.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I mean. Like, but
to my point, you just made my point.
Yeah. So
the past few kickers that we've had on our roster, right? I think the last year's was pretty good, right? He had a pretty decent season there. Where do we get him? We signed him for $2 million off the streets.
Seibert. He was great. He was a nobody, and he fell off. But dude, for 12 weeks, he was like leading the league in points. But yeah, I mean, I kind of am with Green Bean and Johnny a little bit. Like, if you can get one that's worth it, you'll keep for 4 years, do it. But it's a crapshoot whether we've done it, man, and they've sucked. So maybe Dom is what I should be thinking. Like, just throw a bunch at the wall and see what sticks. On Sunday of every draft.
I was in the draft, right? Like at the 7th round in the last pick, I was like, oh shit, they're about to get something crazy or weird. And then they end up getting VJ Payne. And I'm just like, holy shit. Like, to me, I still think that was probably the biggest steal of our draft for the Jets, because this kid was talked about going around late 3rds, in the middle of the 4th, and they got him at the 7th. I'm like, what happened? But so many people were dropping in this one, which was nuts, so
I had a late 4th, early 5th round grade on VJ Payne. Now I think that it's an absolute steal where you got him from. In the 7th, you get a guy like that in the 7th. By all means, like sign me right the fuck up. But you're going back to a situation like I talked about before with the emergence of bigger, more physical guys playing the slot, safeties moving down and playing the slot, safeties that can play in space, that can tackle in space, that can do all that stuff. VJ Payne epitomizes that. I think it's going to be. You're looking at the Minkah Fitzpatrick big nickel replacement in VJ Payne. He might not start this year, but I think by year 2, I think you have a guy that has starting chops in you, and at 6'3", 210 pounds, runs almost a sub 4.40. The guy can move. He's played outside corner. He's played boundary corner. He can flip his hips and run. He's a guy we talked about. I mentioned versatility a bunch before. He's another one of those chess pieces. There's situations where you can pop him outside in a pinch or in a specific set. No, he can do it. He's done it.
So Dom, let me ask you,
right?
since you,
I'm sorry,
go
what?
ahead.
He has 4.3 speed, I think they said.
Yeah, I think it's 4.4, 4.39, 4.4, something like that.
But he's got that speed, yeah.
But he's also he also hits like a freight train, man.
Yeah.
So Dom, let me ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot here. If you had to guess who is going to be a long-term starter on this team at safety, is it VJ Payne or Malachi Moore?
VJ Payne.
Who has a higher?
I think VJ Payne has a higher ceiling than Malachi Moore.
Okay.
Especially because of the skill set that he has is exactly where this league is going. The big, stronger, quasi post safeties that can, be sub linebackers and, as I said before, like just play in space. I think that's where you're going. Malachi Moore's a nice player. Don't get me wrong. I like Malachi Moore. I need to see more. I need to see more from him. I think there was some flashes last year of good, and there's probably more bad. But again, he's a little bit undersized. I don't know. They tried playing him in that role last year, and he just doesn't. He's not nearly doesn't have nearly the tackling prowess of a guy like VJ Payne or even like Minkah Fitzpatrick. So, he's a little too stiff and slow to play, center field free safety, and he's a little bit too undersized and less of an effective tackler to really play that overhang, that box role. So for me, he's probably Malachi Moore is probably going to end up long-term being a depth piece, which is fine. Again, 5th round or 4th or 5th round guys, if you get a long-term piece to the safety rotation, then that's a win,
Boys, I'm gonna head out because my kids are not sleeping. I could hear them. They're like, they keep saying, "Dad, Dad." So had to come through, show some love, man. This was awesome. Dom, it's good seeing you, brother, man. Dude, that hat, the lid is tough.
Fire,
man.
right?
It's fire, dude. I like that.
Very
man.
simple, unlike yours.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
I had to rock it, man. May the 4th be with you. Hey, I gotta rock the Knicks, man. After that ass whooping that they gave last night to the Hawks.
That was
belt
crazy.
to straight ass, belt to ass. It was great seeing that. But love the content that you guys are putting out, man. Hey, Afram, Murph, Dom, Dayne-O, it's always a pleasure. I love what the Jets are doing. I don't know when's the last time. I think the only maybe scratch mark for me in this was the K Klubnik, because I think maybe they didn't need to do that. He still would have been there, but there's been rumblings that the Bucks were looking at him at that 108 or whatever it was, and they potentially would have took him. So I don't know. I don't think it's worth getting all bunched, like getting your panties in a bunch that, if he turns out to be a great backup, that's good. if he turns out to be a really good maybe starter one day for us, even better. Muji and Glenn will both look like amazing individuals to be able to do something like that. But I think we're in a good position right now. I think we got better as an organization after this draft.
Yeah,
and
you can't get upset for something you have no control over. It happens.
Exactly.
It's done.
Exactly. So appreciate you, boys. You guys be good, man. Have a good night.
Later, John.
Hey, rest easy. Yes, sir.
And then
And I was actually about to deuce out too. So I got a call tonight, early morning.
Yep.
Dane, good luck. Although you're 3 hours behind me, so I think you should be fine.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I've done worse.
But yeah, me too. But that was in my 20s. All right, fellas.
Stop
I appreciate
complaining.
you
Not
coming
like you're
in,
an
coming
old
on.
man.
And hopefully I'll see you around next week. Dom, thank you for coming in and giving us a little overview on the draft and your thoughts on it too, because I always value that highly. So see you guys. Have a good night.
Murph.
Hey,
Have a good night, man. See ya. All right. You said that VJ Payne flips his hips pretty good. Dom, does he flip his hips as good as Charles Gorman? Hold on, let me cue the foot. No.
The answer is always no. The answer is always
I will.
I won't be able to
bury
sleep
that.
tonight if you keep doing that.
I'm done. I promise. It's but I do have a super chat that Dom, I gotta at least throw at you. Afram too, if you have a take on it. Well, first off, here's a non-draft one, and then I do have a draft one. Here, let me get our faces. There we go. All right. Wild Wave chiming in, he says this draft class. I guess he means with this new draft class coming in, do you see Tip or Will McDonald on the move? Either one of you.
Definitely not Tip. I'd probably say no to both.
Yeah.
You know, I'd probably say no to both. Listen, if we start out 1-6, anything's up for everyone. Anything and everything is on the table, right? So I think you could probably move on from Will McDonald at that point. But Tippmann, I think is a piece of this foundation that you're building. You know, don't know if he'll ever be an All-Pro guard. You're not going to get All-Pros at every position, right? But you can get good, sustainable players. It's something that the Jets don't usually do. They don't usually find good, sustainable players and sign them to second contracts. You know, we thought that was changing with Sauce and Garrett, and here we are. You know, not even a year into it, Sauce gets dealt. So,
yeah, I can see them Tippmann being extended before the season starts. But they did pick up McDonald's a 5th-year option, so it seems to be in their plans right now. And like Dom says, it all depends on how it all plays out. We hope everything plays out well. You know, if they're competing, it's a different story than just being beat out. You know.
I think at one point Sherwood was listed in this question, but the fact that we didn't take a linebacker, does that make him safe?
I think it was safe regardless. It just didn't make sense to move off from this year when you have the out next year. So the 3-year, $45 million deal was really 2 for whatever it was, 28.
Yeah,
the majority.
2 for 26 or something like that. Yeah.
Probably most of the guaranteed as well. So just wait. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Another one that is a $5 super chat from Arizona Jets.
Yo,
fan.
AZ, what's up, bud?
Yeah, man. I might go to that Cardinals Jets game. I'm not gonna lie. AZ, if you're going, let us know.
Is it easy for you to get? Oh, well, you're on the West Coast anyway, so.
It's not far at all, and like it's there, or like the Chargers, and it's like I don't know the Cardinals.
How far are you from Arizona? From Oregon?
From driving or
no, from flying. You're not driving, are you?
Flying is about an hour and a half, right?
Let's see. What's the city of that stadium? Phoenix?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's something like that. It'll say Phoenix. So Sorry, this is live, guys. Just so you know, I know it's riveting. 1,200 miles.
That's a distance. But
So,
about an hour and a half flight.
Probably. Yeah. But AZ chimes in. He says, Dom, what % of snaps do you think Bailey will play? Also, why don't you like lamb? It's an elite red meat.
I do. I actually like lamb, but only prepared just like a lamb chop on the grill. You know, there's nothing like that. But other than that, I don't know. It never did anything for me, easy. But
yeah, I'm the same. It's got to be prepared just right. Otherwise,
yeah, black and blue is fine. You know, nice good sear on the grill. And yeah. So what percent? I don't know what percentage. That I have no idea.
I mean, Will McDonald played 16. It's going to be more than that, right? As a rookie,
percent of snaps. Oh yeah, it'll be more than 16 for sure. Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's going to be 80, but it'll definitely be more than 16. I don't know what kind of I have no idea what the rotation is going to look like.
No,
that's the one thing I will say.
You should. I mean, how can anybody? I mean, let's be real, man. Like, you're putting Dom's feet to the fire, but does anybody know the answer to this question? Like,
no, I don't care. It's not even the question. Just like I've been racking my brain about this. Like, there's not a situation where I think that's not like, you know, like a down in distance that's very favorable to the Jets, where you'll see Bailey and McDonald on the field at the same time.
There's not like a NASCAR or something.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If it's down in distance, like third down and stuff like that, you can see it. But like early downs against 12, 13 personnel, I think you're putting yourself at a big disadvantage having them both on the field, because they're, you know, call it like it is. They're both subpar run defenders statistically. You know, Bailey gets a lot of grief for his run defense. I think he is a disruptor more than a stack and cheddar, if you will. So he doesn't take on blocks very well. That's his problem. He gets eaten up a whole hell of a lot by the double teams and stuff like that. But he will, you know, drop his pad level and kind of try to split those double teams or be a step ahead of it, where he can be more disruptive in the backfield.
But this is where Dunbar comes in, right? This is
I guess, I hope, and then, you know, on the flip side, you also have Joseph Osai and Kingsley Enigbare, who are the opposites, right? They're a little bit more stout against the run. So, is it going to be those two on early downs and Will and Bailey on later downs? Is it going to be those two in, you know, heavy set base? You know, when they're showing 12 or higher personnel, are you going to risk putting the other two when it's 11 personnel or less? So,
you said, I heard your take on lamb, guys. I feel like, coming from the Midwest, I got to get your thoughts on deer.
Also, like there's certain ways I'll eat it, and then other ways I'm not interested.
Fair.
Give me a venison cutlet, I'll eat them all day long, you know. But you try to put that shit in like stew or something like that, like I'm not interested.
Fair.
Gamey.
Fair.
Yeah.
Gamey. Yeah. Well, thank God Murph left. He'd be asking you about roadkill, West Virginia style. So,
how many squirrels can he put together?
He's always taking shots, ain't he? Damn. I don't know. Do you guys have any have we fleshed it all out? Is it the end of the conversation train?
This is a conversation train. I was just, like I said, I was actually, you know, putting together my watch list for the next couple months. So I was just on here. So I know you guys are on. I hopped on. I just want to say hello. That's all. You know, I'm paying you love.
No,
Dayne-O.
Dude, even if you call in for 2 minutes one night, it's still worth it to change up the pacing and you know, everything. But let me ask you guys this, because like, I don't know if it was a troll comment earlier or if it was like legit, but Three siblings, Jay. If you watch a lot of Jet Show, I'm sure you've seen him. He's a big Fire AG guy. But he came in earlier and said, this is an elite level Muji suck off session or something like that. And I don't want to ask you about that directly, but like, do you think we as a fan base are going overboard with our love for Muji's resume thus far?
I don't think so. I mean, the first draft is always just what it is, but if you look at the body of work that he's done in the short time here, he's had a lot more hits than misses, right? You know, he's shown that he has the aptitude to move up and down the board when necessary. He's made the right decisions. He's a shrewd trader. He knows when he's got to give stuff up. He knows when to kind of hold back. I mean, we saw all those trades he did last off season, right? We all love those. So yeah, I think he's fine. I think Muji's doing a good job. I think he's getting the respect. I think personally, maybe I'm on my own island on this one, but I think he's kind of, whether purposely or just kind of organically, pushing himself away from Aaron Glenn, separating himself from that mess.
What do you think, Afram?
I think it's no different than how you treat a player, right? You like a player, and everything he does is great, and you can call that a suck off if you want as well too, But you give credit when credit's due, right?
That's right.
It's simple as that. And if we start to win, okay, he's going to get even more credit. So.
And that's the thing. Like, we are so hyper focused on the tiny things that when they start adding up, and like he's had a million tiny home runs. It seems like the last since August 1st, like even more before that, but like August 1st till now, it just seems like he is batting 500 at least.
Look at it this way: their hits, we just don't know how far around the bases they're going to go.
Good analogy, good metaphor. Okay. Yes.
So
100%.
Is it inside the park home run yet? We don't know. He could be thrown out at home plate.
Well, I don't know how people can douse us then. Like, I get it. None of us know, but like to say emphatically y'all are doing too much, we don't know. We might not be doing enough for all we know. Like,
until it happens on the field, remember, all of it comes down to coaching. Until it happens in the field, all of this is speculation. Analysts, all speculators, based on what they see, and they come up with a logical conclusion, and they base what they see on where they place these players. Same as Dom. Dom is going to look. He's going to look for certain traits. This where they stand, and he makes a logical decision on which player is better than the other, and where they fit, where they're going to stand, where they're going to get picked. And as we saw in this draft, everybody, guys fell where we thought they were going to be in first round. It was just totally, different. But it comes down if the player hits, great draft. Player doesn't hit, what was he thinking?
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Dom, thank you again for joining us, man. You got shit you got to do, so I appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Have a good weekend.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Again, Dom.
Likewise, Afram.
All right, man.
Is that Wesley Walker behind you?
It is. It is.
The man. That's the man.
Hell yeah. It's also Ruckert, but let's just focus on Walker.
It's Wesley Walker. You don't frame a Ruckert jersey.
Well, on the other side.
The other side was Ruckert.
Yeah. But hey, he's there, man. He might even know Ruckert for all we know. Also, like, is he Ruckert? People hate him, but like, is he the best tight end 3? Is he the best tight end 3 in the league
right now? Yeah. If he could block, that's all. He's got a certain job. Let's see who does.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, everyone was talking earlier. I think Murph was talking earlier about Smith, right? Gino, and you know, everyone relies. It looks at what happened in the past. Do you know who threw the past 5 years? Who's thrown the most interceptions as a
The past
quarterback?
5 years?
Past 5 years.
Past 5, I don't know. I think Gino is the past 3 years, but I don't know about 5.
Josh Allen,
Okay.
63. You know who's second? Mahomes.
Ah,
You know what
I
Gino
did not
fits in
know
that thing? 6th.
Mm-mm.
Total yards, he's 13th. Completion percentage, he's 3rd.
Not bad.
I mean, everyone talks about, you know, you throw stats. I can throw stats back. So it's how you look at it.
Let me add to it because I think I saw one the other day where he's like one of the bottoms in the league at throwing to his first read.
Yeah.
Which that we need that. How tired are we of like the dink and dunk and the first read check down? Charlie's like, dude, I'm down.
Yeah, and plus,
I'm down. I'm down to give it a try, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I don't wish we had a QB2 though. Is like a safety valve.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet. Are they going
We
to
don't.
stick with it as any of those guys right now as a QB2? I don't know. We don't know.
Okay.
Right
Here's a
now,
question.
we have to assume. Yes.
Yeah, for real. But let me ask you 2 questions. First one, is the kicker from opening day on the roster now? Yes or no?
I don't think so.
Is the QB2 of week 1 on the roster now? Yes or no?
Right now, I'm going to have to say yes.
I'm going to say no to both, but I can see why you would say yes to number 2.
I just say because, you know, I know no one wants Russell Wilson, and evidently he's negotiating with CBS to do the NFL Today, which is fine by me. But they're going to I think they're just going to wait and see who gets cut at this point. And
I mean, if Russ is really going to replace Matt Ryan, maybe he'll be QB2 for us.
I don't. That's old me. Let's just bring in old guys. But you never know.
Phillip Rivers.
You know? No,
yeah, you don't. I don't want it. What I'm trying to say is I don't think I want it to be Bailey Zappi. I don't think I want it to be Cade Klubnik. I want him to be 3rd. So like,
yeah,
I need some. I need. It's
Who's
not that I
left
need
right
anything.
now? Who's left right now?
Let's be honest. Not counting Russ.
Yeah, is Flacco still available?
Could I sell you an Easton Stick? Flacco, I don't think. No, I think he's going back to Cincy. No, the list is very grim.
Yeah,
very. I could look it up, but dude, it's like Easton Stick is like 3rd. Like,
it's one of those that's just there's nothing there. No one's being released, and no one is. You know, they're getting contracts to. You know, like Dom said, these guys have now become more important because of the.
I heard this week that Deshaun Watson has a inside track to be quarterback 1 in Cleveland. Would you be interested in any other quarterback on their roster? Should one shake free?
Who would be the ones that's there? They didn't look good.
I know. Do they look better than Zappi?
Yeah. I don't know.
Would you take a Dylan Gabriel?
To rush. I don't know.
Okay.
I think we're at the point, no matter who we put it right now, no matter who's available, who we put in, if Gino's out, it's a problem.
Yeah. And none of us are going to like whoever it is, period.
Exactly.
Cooper Rush does not do anything for me. I'm sorry. He's not even listed on the free agent. I know he got cut or whatever, but like he's not even on their list. So I can't even tell you. I don't know.
Oscar's
But
is Mike Glennon a free agent?
Mike Glennon?
Yeah.
Holy crap! He's been out of the league for years.
Has he?
You mean Jimmy? Like, are you thinking Jimmy G?
No, Mike Glennon, the one that was on the Tampa at one point.
Oh yeah. No, I know. I don't think
I
I've
wouldn't
seen
mind
him in
Jimmy G.
years.
I wouldn't mind Jimmy G at this point.
Jimmy G, yeah, I heard he's toying with retirement. Yeah, Mike Glennon, it's been 5 years.
Yeah, and I think Tyrod is contemplating retirement too. So
there's Taysom Hill, obviously not a quarterback. Well, you know what I mean. Tyrod, Russell, top of the list. You got Jimmy G, and then you get to Jeff Driscoll and John Wolford and Brett Ripien and Skylar Thompson.
Nope.
How about Mike White? Could I sell you on Mike White?
Yeah, you could. But I don't think he'd come back.
I don't know. He's hoarding around the AFC East. Why not?
We should have drafted Will Howard. Like I know Snowball, but maybe they release him.
Maybe.
It's. I know. Listen, we're not a complete team yet, but at least we're moving towards a more thought out team. Okay.
If you had to suffer an injury at quarterback this year, or one on the O-line, what are you doing?
You got backups on the O-line. You don't have any backups on quarterback.
Yeah, bad question, I guess.
But it's listen, we knew going in this draft that we weren't going to fill all the holes. I mean, I think everyone wanted to fill all the holes, but you just didn't have enough to go by.
Right.
Next year's different. Next year's 3 first-rounders and 150 million. You know, you're going to start filling in some. You're going to get some veterans. You start putting together a team. You're going to get people that want to come now.
And dude, we have a lot of. We're beefy in some spot like that secondary. It wouldn't shock me if we it's almost cut downs to the raw. Like I don't know where, however that works out. But could we flip a Brownlee or a Stigger somewhere for a QB2? Maybe, you never know.
Someone if has a need, and if they're willing to make the trade, it all comes down. It's easy to say it. It's harder to do it.
Indeed.
We're not in a good position right now, unfortunately. And it's just like we said, we should have gotten a veteran quarterback, a younger one like the Giants did with Jameson. He's got
Jameis would have been damn near the top of my. He was damn near the top of my list.
Yeah, but they didn't sign him. They didn't want to pay the money. A lot of times that's what happens. They don't want to pay the money, and it hurts you.
It's hard too when you don't know if you're going to start 0-4 or you're going to start 3-1. How badly do you need to have someone everywhere versus, all right, let's just play this season and get to the next one kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
we got to start winning games. That's the first.
Yes.
We got to start winning games. We got to start being competitive. We got to start doing, putting together a team. We got to hope AG puts that defense together. Frank Reich gets that offense together, and we start moving the ball. We start, we don't look foolish on the defense. Guys know where they should be, and because last year was a total wreck. It was just total mismanagement of the whole team, and it started with Wilkes. So.
I'm with you.
I can't judge anything that happened last year of any of the players. You know, you can't. I just don't think they were coached well, and unfortunately, you know, we'll see this year. No
And
excuse.
I think once you made those trades at the deadline, I think they were kind of like, all right, well, fuck, this season's over.
Absolutely, and they were good trades.
They were.
Trades. That's it.
Yep.
You can't. You know, we'll see how it ends up. I mean, Quinnen, yeah, but Quinnen's gonna. We're building this team up. By the time I think we start being good, Quinnen will be older, and it's basically, you know, Sauce was another thing. But then, listen, we got 2 1s for him and a player. You can't pass out.
And the foresight to write that into the contract when you drafted it.
Yeah.
A1.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. It's all right now. It's exactly.
I mean, that's kind of where we are. I mean, we just got to wait and see. I'm hoping now that the comp pick formula is over that we do add maybe one intriguing piece or two. But it might just be a matter of getting to camp, seeing guys compete, who's weaker than we thought, you know,
who stands out.
Just going to be that. Yes.
There's a lot of competition now. So if they want to play, they're going to play hard. So we see who wins the job at this point. So
agreed.
It's going to be a long month of May and June.
I keep teasing I'm going to take a couple weeks off. I don't know if I'm going to. Well, I should.
You can, or you could skip every week, but you know,
yeah.
Hopefully there's something to talk about.
As soon as I do, I know what's going to happen, man. Snowball's going to start having 6-hour streams on Friday nights, and then I'm not going to have a place anymore.
Yeah, there's always a place for you, Dane.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Is there a place for me on that wall if we go 17-0?
You'll be right on the top. you and Bailey, right there, right in that spot, that open spot.
Sold. Hey, Afram, have a good night, man.
You too, man. Be good. Have a great weekend.
Yep. You too.
Bye-bye.
Unfortunately, I've got to work the next 2 days, so I don't know how good my weekend will be. Guys, the call-in line is pinned if someone wants to get a quick one off. Otherwise, I'm done here in about 5 minutes. It depends. How good are your questions? How good are you at kicking the can down the road? Let us know. Also, 31 still here. Appreciate you guys for watching tonight. Hopefully, you got a variety of takes. It wasn't me talking for 3 whole hours. It was me talking for like 40 minutes maybe, and guests chiming in and Murph. I got to rest my vocals. You heard enough of me last weekend, I'm sure. Johnny Boy says, Dayne-O, you won tonight, though. It took me a second to realize what the hell you were talking about. Then I realized while I was live streaming, I won a prize on Jets Worldwide. I won a draft hat that's dope as hell. Can't wait to show it off, guys. Not the first thing I have won on Jets Worldwide either. The second, mind you. But guess what I had to do in order to win that? I had to watch their show, like, subscribe, and contribute. As should you. And you can win a Will McDonald mini helmet or a Jets draft day ball cap hat, something. Yes, that. Whatever you're thinking, that. Jets Worldwide. Check them out. Modine chiming in. He says the guests did a great job. It's too bad they root for the Jets. Yeah, you know what, Mo? I don't even know that they would disagree with this. You know, I don't. But you know what, Mo? I think it's been since about Christmas we've seen you actively here. The last week or so, you're ramping back up. I love it. But also, I think if we honestly sat back and we asked ourselves how small or big was that light at the end of the wow, let me try that again. Cut that out, editor. All right, thank you. How small or large was that light at the end of the tunnel for Jets fans when you walked away, took a hiatus in December? How it was a pinhole, right? I'd like to think that now, when you look down that tunnel, it's like that big, that big. No stopping us now. If you walked away now for another 6 months, it'd be about that big until about October 1st. Anyways, we're getting there, man. Hey, let us cope. But also, you know what? We've done this. We've coped. We've ramped ourselves up. We've gotten giddy as the months progress through the summer. This time, it's different. And, you know, it sounds like a joke, but honestly, this time it's looking good. As detailed in the previous 183 minutes, it's looking good. But, Modine, I really do hope you are a Finns fan. I do. Because I'm not gonna let you live down that butt whooping we're gonna give you twice in the next 8 months. Twice. We're gonna be getting out the brooms. Maybe this sign of a balloon knot. That's probably about it. That sounds well put, Snowball. I knew I could count on you. Modine, let me hear you, Jet fans. This is our year. Murph, we have a new super chat. Cha-ching. See, it works now when I don't need it to. Now it doesn't glitch. Now Murph's gone. Now we don't have a super chat. Now it works. Still worth it. Also love the fact Bill. Also love the fact that Charles had no idea that was going to happen. He sat on the sideline and watched it happen like 10 times, and then he came on screen and he was down. I love that about it, man. It's all about, tactfully. Charles is one of us, man. Modine, whether you like it or not, Charles is one of us. Okay. As are you, whether he likes it or not. Yeah. All right. I think that about leave it. Do I need that to work? It depends. Was it the bottle? Was it the Gorman clip? Was it the rock that I found while excavating last weekend? Because, I mean, hell, that is pretty cool. You can't really tell because it's not going to focus, but it's like weird-ass color schemes. But, yeah, I need that to work. Do I need that to I thought you meant work this weekend. Do I need that clip to work? I mean, hell, don't we all? Come on, boss girl. All right, guys, don't do it again. I won't. I'm not the type to wear out a joke for 6 months straight. There'll be new jokes. There will be new pelvic thrusts to capture. I'm sure of it. All right. Dane, you're going to lose sub. You know what? Whatever, man. I already lose. Someone subs every weekend and then they unsub by Tuesday every week because they're pricks. It's going to happen. If you want to sub. If you don't, you don't. Hey, it would have been nice to land on 666 tonight just for shits and giggles. Did we? I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. But I appreciate the 600 and some that are here now and have been here. So that's all I care about. So yeah, 663, man. We got one tonight. Whatever. Are you saying that we would have had 3 more if it wasn't for the Gorman clip? I mean, hey, you might be onto something. you might be onto something. Wow, wave. Shit. This is truly the Danger Zone. Worldwide said it best, man. All fun and games. At least, hey, this is May vibes, right? Tune in. July vibes are going to be immaculate. Scott, appreciate you watching. Modine, Boss Girl, Wild Wave, Chris B. Dude, still 29 hooligans here. 20 of them not talking, which is bizarre. Maybe my monotone robot voice put them to sleep. I don't know, but they're here. Yeah, man. Just appreciate it. I don't know if you guys will be here in June, but right now vibes are still immaculate. Let's enjoy them together. We're going to enjoy them this Sunday night with Chaos again. And then next Friday, I didn't schedule a guest tonight because I really barely got to talk to Murph last week. Let's be honest. Like, he was here on Friday, but so were like 6 other people on screen. I wanted to talk to him solo tonight and get his thoughts. Next week, I'll plan a guest. Okay. So this Sunday, Chaos right here, 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll chop it up again about new things than we did last week. And then next week I'll have a guest and we'll just keep going, man. If some of you guys get to unplug and do summer things, that's fine. But we'll be here when you get back. Just stay subscribed and we'll keep doing this Friday, Sunday night thing. It's kind of our niche now. You're not going to see me drop 100 shorts a week. You're not going to see me paste tweets on your algo all the time. We're just going to do Fridays and Sunday nights, maybe two shorts a week, 3 shorts a week. So I'm not going to dilute you and your timeline. Just stay subbed and pop in when you can. Guys, have a good night and go Jets, as the kids say. I don't know. All right. Catch you later. See you, Snowball. Salt and Pepper King.
I love the show. I love you guys. Fucking, let's go Jets. JTS. Jets.
Can't all be beautiful.
Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride.
You're in the danger zone.
Holy mackerel.
Murph, we have a new super chat. Cha-ching.